It is Monday, April 28th, 2025, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How is everybody doing?
Good.
The show can never have all people here at the right time at the same time.
What happened?
I don't know, Galvin.
You want to do a little roll call?
Yeah. Carmen?
Here.
Gio?
Good morning.
Pap?
Hello, Michael.
Oh,
Back from the dead.
Yes. Galvin is not here. His he'll be here in a few minutes. His alarm, I guess they've been updating the phones, and he said when his updated, it shut his alarm off, which is very possible.
So that happened to me once, a couple months back, and I had to go into the settings and change it to not to automatically update. So I have to manually update now.
Pain in the ass.
Because, the same exact thing happened to me before. And I was like, what is going on? And it resets everything if your phone updates overnight.
That is something we all worry about before we go to bed. Like every time I set my alarm, I go, something happens now. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm on my phone and I fall asleep with it on my chest and I forget to plug it in. Oh, thank God I have to pee in the middle of the night or I would be just missing everything.
I'm always worried I didn't put the ringer up loud enough. And I check it and double check it.
For whatever reason, that happens to me the most. My alarm volume will go down, but the rest of my phone won't. Like it's a whole different setting. And the only thing that wakes me up is the fact that it also vibrates and that I'm a very light sleeper.
Yeah.
So it's just super annoying to me. And I'm like, what is that? And
You're a light sleeper?
Very light sleeper.
Different from your sister.
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
Oh, Joe, you weren't here for that.
No, what happened?
Oh, Pete and I went down to the Hard Rock in Hollywood this weekend, and we invited Carmen's sister to come hang out with us. Carmen? Oh, look who's here. Carmen?
Yes.
Your sister is a mess.
Oh.
Listen, if there's no picture, if there's
mess.
One, that does not surprise me. Two, no pictures. It didn't happen.
I saw a picture of her riding in the back of a car, which I assumed was Pete's car.
Oh, because Pete is the only human on Earth with a car.
It was just around the time where they were all supposed to be going out to dinner.
In the car.
And she looked all hussied up in the back of the car.
You mean dinner time?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, she was coming at that point from a birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I assumed, I'm like, oh, look, it's going down.
Again, until I see pictures of you two,
well,
it didn't happen.
I'll be honest with you. I had said to my wife that we were meeting your sister, and she was not very excited about the fact. She was like, why would you be doing that? And I'm like, I forgot that we're not on the air anymore. And,
you don't find this funny?
Yeah, she was not playing along, and that's why I felt the pictures would probably not be best for my marriage.
Yeah.
Plus, Holly said to save him for the OnlyFans.
Because I saw a picture of your council oak knife.
Yeah.
The makeshift knife, not the real knife.
If you notice, I didn't post a lot of pictures at all of anything.
No.
Yeah.
I did notice a big thing about the Pearl Jam concert, though.
Did I?
Did you not get on the floor?
Oh, no, I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like it's some grainy pictures from way up in Gen Pop.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that I had quite possibly the worst seat in the house? I was in the last row of the second level. It was perfect. I mean, it's not as fun as being on the floor.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could have spit on any better from where I was.
And you got to sit.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. There's nobody behind me. I had a wall behind me, so if I felt like sitting down, I could just sit down.
Nice.
It was great. And I did sit a lot because a lot of the times there's slow songs. I'm like, I'm not standing for
Doesn't
this.
the place only hold like 5,000 people or something?
7,000, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Super small.
It's like going to half of the Amalie Arena.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, but I mean,
Less than.
Yeah, I was all the way in the back row there, and I could see perfectly, and it was great. And also sat next to Chubby Pete. We fit fine. I was very excited.
You guys are losing weight.
But not only that, but he's down a bunch too. But not only that, but they just made those seats nice and comfortable and wide. I was very impressed with the Hard Rock Hollywood.
All right.
Yeah.
Where did Holly sit?
Holly did not go to the concert. Holly did not. Holly's cool, but she ain't that cool. yeah. So, Carmen, you think Holly was not there?
Correct.
All right. Anybody else want to weigh in on that?
I said the timeline. I saw the pictures.
Whether
matched
we
up.
think that you even met up with her at all or whether
Yes.
she went to dinner and stuff, I think she probably did.
Carmen says because there were no pictures that it didn't happen.
Yeah, there's no way that Mike would take this opportunity to do this to try and make me mad, and not video
It's all
it.
about, it's all about Carmen.
You think me making you mad is less than making my wife mad. Like I was like, I really want to make Carmen mad, but I don't want to get divorced.
Well, no, but obviously you could just take a picture of her and Pete. You don't have to be in the picture.
Still, my wife did not like the idea that she was hanging out with us.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She was like, I just don't get it. I don't know. I was like, it's not so much funny when I'm talking to you off the air. It's totally different.
It's funny, you know. Carmen's super hot sister. She's gonna hang out with me and Pete.
It's a joke.
You get it? Like it's funny.
She was there to like hang out with Pete. You were just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
She
My wife's
wasn't
been through that
there.
story a bunch of times in our lifetime.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you say she definitely was not there?
100%.
100%.
You were not. You haven't talked to Holly at all, Carmen?
No.
No, they don't talk.
Oh, yeah.
She filled me in on the whole deal.
You talk about
What
it,
did she tell you?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, her story different from yours.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. What's her story?
She doesn't make you like the bad guy, but she doesn't make you make her seem way worse.
Okay.
So you think Carmen's just as at fault?
No, knowing Holly now, I think Holly's 100% at fault. But I
That's
okay,
good.
so you did hang out with her.
Dead giveaway.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No. I just think that Carmen's just a mature one in the
So
situation.
Holly's crazy, and it's not Carmen's fault, is what we learned.
Carmen also is crazy, but Holly's way crazier. That's what
Different
I find.
crazy.
Different crazy. I can handle Carmen crazy. I couldn't handle Holly crazy.
Told you.
Yep.
Wow. Did you guys pick up the tab?
Holly's
Or she
throat.
pay for herself.
Holly's throat punch crazy. Yeah. Now you know I hung out with her. Oh, really?
I'm still questioning it.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have pictures. I just didn't post any pictures.
Okay, so send it to the group.
I knew that was going to come up.
I
So
just know
send it to the group.
I'll send it to the guys. I can't send it to you. It might get in trouble.
in my
HR reasons.
timeline, the picture of you at Council Oak and Holly in the back of the car came up right after each one
Yeah,
after another.
again, dinner time, Gio. That is a very normal time to be in a car to go to dinner when it's dinner time.
I'm just saying that the algorithm, I think, put them together naturally.
Yeah, because we talked about it on air. Like
Carmen,
we're doing.
don't deny your sister.
Yeah.
All right. Final answer. Did it happen or not? Gio.
Yes.
Carmen.
No.
Galvin.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
100%. No, Holly.
I knew it.
But Carmen, when I
knew it.
text you that I text Carmen and said your sister is a mess.
Yeah.
And Carmen at that point wrote back to me and said, I can't be held responsible for anything that she does. And I was like, oh, Carmen still thinks that she's coming, so I just let it go at that. And I was going to try and milk it a little bit, but your sister is a mess.
Yeah.
She was coming and canceled 8 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I figured. I'm Holly thinking, well, one guy sounds like Ferraris and the other guy.
Oh, she was in.
she's like, I'm gonna go do this and stuff. But yeah, I'm sure she had 50 other offers.
So
and she was trying to figure it all out.
She wrote back and she said, I have a problem. I overextended myself. I have my roommate's birthday, and I thought I could do both, but I can't do both. And Pete, of course, sees that as an opportunity to go, bring your roommate.
Yeah.
And she said, my roommate's a guy. And then he said, don't bring your roommate.
Yeah.
And then she said, maybe I'll come over after dinner. And we were
You'll
like,
swing
all right,
that.
yeah, it's even better. And then she was like, I don't know if I go, Pete, just cut her loose already. She's just a mess. She's all over the
How
place.
far does Holly live from the Hard Rock?
I don't know.
Is it like-
That I don't know
Oh,
either.
Yeah.
I
I
just know
don't
she
know.
lives down there.
But it was a good idea. But man, the minute she hem-hawed twice and was like, well, if I do this, I do that, I go, oh, too much. Too many headaches already.
And she gives you a lot of details.
I
that
didn't
you don't.
talk to her at all, so I didn't have to deal with any of that.
Pete was
She
nonsense.
gave
brokering
Pete,
it?
Yeah.
but she gave Pete a lot of details that he didn't need to know. And it's
Right.
if I take this way, I can
Right,
get there.
right.
And I mean, but then I want to change my outfit because I was already at one party and I had some pictures. So I want to
Oh.
go home and then I got to do this. So then I'd have to come this way, and then that would add 5.
You know her well.
Yep.
You know her well.
34 years.
Oh, so now it's just you and Pete, table of 3,
2. We knocked it down to 2.
empty seat.
You know who I think was
Seeing if the
there?
waitress wants to sit down with you.
Yeah.
You know who I think was sitting at the bar? It was Ian Asbury from the Cult.
No way,
Yeah.
really? That's awesome.
And he came walking in like a cool looking suit and had his hair cut like shoulder length, and I was like, oh, that's Ian Asbury. And then people were kind of like around him, and then he was sitting at the bar with some other guy, and then who else? There was somebody else there. Floyd Mayweather was there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was somebody else. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, Pete and I had dinner together and realized it's not as much fun to eat just the two of us when he's trying to eat healthy and I'm trying to eat healthy. And like, why are we here? We could have just got salad somewhere and saved $500.
Yeah.
But you're like on a main protein, so you could have steak.
No,
right?
yeah, but I didn't even want steak. I ended up getting lobster tail. I got twin tails. Ate one and a half of it, and I was like, I'm done.
Oh,
I was very proud of myself the other day. We ordered Uber Eats and we got barbecue. I got a salad and a baked potato.
Yeah.
How was that? I was like, I got a 5K to run.
I know. Oh God, I've been stressing out about that. I have anxiety. Pete was like, you can probably get Dr. D to write you a note.
Sorry, guys.
Are we all signed up for that?
No, I'm gonna handle that. I'll handle that today or this week.
Yeah, if you follow the Two Bears 5K on Instagram, they put out 7 things you need to know. So they put out a bunch of stuff about the pickups and all that type of stuff and what time the different heats are and everything. Obviously, we've all had a bunch of people asking, when are you running? When is this? I don't know, but Tom and Bert
I don't know either. So, but Bert, when are they going to be on Thursday?
Yes.
So Bert and Tom are going to be on the show on Thursday, and we're going to do a lot of talking there. Evidently, there is a celebrity heat, like when Bert and Tom run.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other country artists there and all that stuff.
Right.
Are we running then?
I don't know, but I think that's at like 2 p.m.
That works perfect for me.
Oh, that's so hot.
Hot.
I mean, it's going to suck either way.
No,
Yeah.
early is better.
The other thing it was like 7 a.m. was like the first.
Yeah, I don't understand.
At most 5Ks are very early in the morning.
I don't want
To avoid the heat.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't.
And I just think because we get up early anyway. It's natural, even on the weekend.
Can I just go there and take
Even your
pictures
alarm
with some
doesn't
people?
go off. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, shirts.
I did see in that 7 things you need to know, a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, a huge after party, all the different stuff. I think there's some sort of football kicking thing that's going
Yeah,
on.
the Bucks are doing some. There's some Buccaneers players that are doing some speed challenges, I believe, is what it is. So
I don't want speed.
yeah, don't get all excited. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Still don't know the
5K
route.
heats begin at 7:30.
I mean, so what does that mean? You gotta
Arrive
So
at
you're
6:30.
saying walk first before the podcast?
Yeah, because the podcast is at noon.
Right. So walk and then go back and hang out and watch the podcast.
Well, I'm assuming that all that stuff happens at the end of the race.
But
No.
if there's one at 2,
They podcast, then they walk after.
I mean, where the race physically ends, all
Right.
that stuff's happening. So people are finishing their 5K and then they're watching.
It's going to be an all-day event.
But then,
People are going to be
then
hanging
they
out.
leave to go do run.
No,
Yeah.
they've already run.
No,
No,
Bert
no.
is running at 2:00.
Right, but the other people, people start running at 7 a.m.
Right.
Right.
What I'm saying is the celebrity run,
Yeah.
Bert and Tom and Jelly Roll isn't going to be until like 2:00.
after the podcast.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would imagine it's going to be people are going to be running in the morning and doing stuff and then hanging out all day, whatever. At noon is the podcast, and then they're going to finish the podcast and they're going to be like, all right, let's go run. And then whoever wants to run
Yeah.
again, maybe, I don't know. Once again, I don't know.
How do I
Yeah.
get out of this? Is what I want to know. This is what I'm really. Who cares if I run? What is going on there?
Yeah,
I mean, you committed
To who?
to Bert on air.
I don't think
Mr. 100%?
Yeah, true.
nobody cares if we're there.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Yeah,
Whether or not I walk is the thing. I don't know. I'm getting it's giving me anxiety. It's not even the matter of the walk. It's having to be there with all the people and do all this stuff and all that. Oh,
the problem is I think there's a lot of people in our audience that signed up because you're going to be walking in it or running in it, and we're all going to be in it, and they got the T-shirts and
did they do it till they could really? They could take the pictures with the T-shirts, but then they could walk with Tom and it's not the Mike Calta it's not the one Big Bear 5K. It's Tom and Bert 5K.
Yeah. But I don't think everybody gets to walk with Bert and Tom because I think there's a couple thousand people doing it.
All right, I'll be there.
Mm.
Yeah, I walked the 5K in the Hard Rock this weekend. Just walking around there.
I bet we never even see Bert.
Oh, we goddamn better.
I bet we don't even.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna handle all this on Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday,
Yeah,
I'll
right.
let you know Friday morning if I'm walking or not.
Not only do we barely see him, you don't even get close to him. You're out in Gen
Oh,
Pop.
I think you're crazy now. Now you're talking crazy.
By the way, you've backed out of this more times than Holly did your dinner.
But in the end, I'm gonna give it up. Yeah, I'll give it up in the end. Oh yeah, Carmen, I'm kind of glad Holly wasn't there.
Yeah, I told you.
It was a nice, peaceful weekend. On top of that, Pete and I gambled on Friday.
Oh yeah, how'd you do?
We did okay. I mean, I lost a little money at the end, but it was better than losing a lot. You know what I mean?
I may have had my best betting weekend ever.
Really?
It was unbelievable.
Did you bet on the draft?
No,
Oh.
but I bet on everything else,
Oh,
and it
good.
was pretty crazy.
I just played blackjack and was up and down kind of thing, and that was it. But it was cool. Saturday we got to watch the Lightning game while we were gambling.
Yeah,
You
Lightning won.
Can't beat that, you know. And then of course Pearl Jam on Saturday, which was I would say music choice wise, like on their set list, in the top 5 that I've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
Dude, they did on the way there. We were talking. We were like, what would you want them to do? Like what
Right,
songs?
right.
You know they're gonna do Even Flow. You know they're gonna do. And I said, Release is one of my favorite songs, and they opened with it.
Oh, nice.
Then Pete said, I said, what covers do you think they'll do? And Pete said, Rockin' in the Free World, and maybe that Tom Petty. And I was like, ugh, I don't need to see Tom Petty covers. I want to see something good. And Pete said, like Sonic Reducer. And I went, oh, yeah. He did Sonic Reducer. I was like, this is amazing.
Any special guests? Anybody show up?
No.
Anything?
No, but I mean, they played like they hadn't played before. So it was like not like a, hey, we're running through a tour. It was like they played. Josh Klinghoffer was sitting in with them and playing with them. He played percussion and guitar, and yeah, it was a good time. But can I just tell you what bugs me so much about Eddie Vedder and how I could like him and dislike him so much at the same time?
Yeah.
In 1992, I think it was, I went to go see them in Miami. They played down at the Bayfront Center, not like the one in St. Pete. There was one in Miami. It was the AT&T Amphitheater, and it was outside. And if you look to the right from the stage, you can see the Hard Rock Cafe in the Bayfront Center with the big guitar and all that. And they stopped the show in between songs, and they were talking about corporate rock and roll and guitars and how much they hated it and they wish they could smash it. And then they went to go see them inside the Hard Rock, and he's like, it's so nice to be here in the ancient Indian burial grounds and the Hard Rock, which is like a big museum of musical instruments. And blah, 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 blah. But they did have a good and interesting story. They were talking about a guitar that the bass player had and blah, blah, blah. And it turned out Hard Rock owned it and had it in the vault, and they gave it back to him.
Oh, that's cool.
That was pretty cool. But I was like, you, and no politics, though. I was surprised. The whole show, the only mention of anything political was they made a joke. They said that the newspaper wrote that Stone Gossard played like an assassin on Even Flow. And he said, but don't fear, Ron DeSantis already had him deported just to be safe. But it was a joke. It was,
because that's his normal, right? Like he always gets really political.
And there were times like these.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at what age did Eddie Vedder become an old Indian? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 22. He was doing it for a long time.
I remember seeing video. I'm Eddie Vedder, and like that stuff. Whatever.
Well, he was always.
Yeah.
He always. I remember in. Cameron Crowe put up a thing on Prodigy one time before America Online and before Facebook and all that, and he said, I'm interviewing Pearl Jam tomorrow if you guys have any questions for Rolling Stone. And I said, yeah, ask that guy where every time he answers a question, it sounds like somebody just hit him with a brick.
Yeah.
And then Cameron Crowe wrote back, I'm putting this on my refrigerator. Yeah.
Did you get your poster you were going to wait in line for?
No. Did you see it?
No.
2 of the stupidest posters I've ever seen in my life. The first one had a cartoon shark on it with a smile and sunglasses. I was like, no. And I wasn't at that show. And then the one that I was at was just, it was like 5 or 6 ancient looking Indians, and they all had the same cartoony face. I was like, this is the dumbest poster I've ever seen. 2 of the dumbest ones I've ever seen.
All right.
I didn't spend one dime on merchandise. Spent $175 on beers, but didn't spend one dime on merchandise. I had to go get beers because the guy next to me, we were cheersing all night.
Right.
He spoke no English. He was Hispanic, Spanish, almost like Spain Spanish, And he was like, what talking to me, and I'm like, bro, I don't talk too fast, I don't get it. He's like, and then I'll bust out with Even Flow. He knew all the words, though.
Dos cervezas.
Dos cervezas. But I would get my beer, and he'd come back and he'd look at me and he'd look at me like he was judging me, and he'd go, cheers. And I go, cheers, buddy. Yeah, every time he looked at me like he'd just seen me for the first time. He was like,
size you up.
Yeah. I was like, okay, it is what it is. That's also not fun when you're drinking and Pete's not.
Oh yeah, he doesn't drink anymore.
No. Joe, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling much better, Michael. Thank you.
What do you have? A little bit of the Fugus?
I think so, man.
Yeah.
I
Low
mean,
grade fever.
Yeah, but it actually was low grade fever, and I was over 101.
I apologize to you because I assume that you got it from me, who got it from my kids, who passed it around the house a couple of times. I mean, it's here.
Maybe.
It lives here.
Maybe. I got to tell you, though, I mean, I woke up just sweating through my pillow,
Been there.
and then I tried to put my pants on and passed out.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Is that why you didn't text me till 10 to 6?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
did you see the cans piled up out there?
I did.
Oh, I mean,
There's a lot of can work that needs to be deployed.
you can barely get through the door.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Did you miss me?
I mean, yeah, I had to walk the dogs 2 days in a row.
I'm sorry,
It
Mike.
was ridiculous. I'm not used to having to do all this manual labor.
I know. I'm back.
I have manicured nails.
Mhm.
This is crazy. All right, we got a good week of shows. Ronnie D and the boys are coming by this morning.
Nice.
They are they still doing Deep Inside the Music?
Yes,
Or are they just trying to plug their live gig?
both.
Okay.
I'm assuming both.
They'll be here a little bit later on. We'll go deep inside the music. Carmen will tell you what we have to give away when we come back. We've got Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura on the show on Thursday. What else we have this week? I know we have other stuff planned. I just can't remember.
Yeah, working on some other things.
All right, good. And we also got to talk about the draft and Shador and the prank phone call and all of this stuff. It is just it couldn't get any better this weekend.
It's the wildest thing I've ever seen.
And then how Tampa fits into all of it. Tampa worked its way into it somehow. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Carmen will tell us what we have to give away, and we will play Sporcle next on 102.5 The Bone. When's Jelly Roll coming in?
Wow.
Jelly Roll.
When Kevin Smith comes in.
Oh, when Holly comes in.
Oh.
Kevin Smith allegedly is coming in to the studio. He's coming
Uh-huh.
here
Mm.
next week.
I'll believe it when it happens.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when it
So
happens.
that's what he says.
Although I got to tell you, I definitely believe Kevin Smith more than Holly. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how you grew up with that girl.
Yep.
Carmen, what do we have to give away? I know we have a lot of stuff.
Yes, we do. So we actually have tickets to see Jelly Roll on Sunday.
Oh, Jelly Roll. Where is he going to be on Sunday?
Rainbow
At that country
Stadium.
Yeah.
festival
The
thing?
Country Thunder.
Okay, all right. Who else is going to be there? Like, is anybody else going to
Clint
show up
Black.
at this 5K that we care about?
Clint Black. He really is.
Yeah, no, I couldn't care less. I'm trying to see like who.
But you don't like country, so I
No,
don't really
but I
think
mean,
there's-
but I did country radio, so I know some of them. You know what I mean?
But I'm
It-
just saying, I don't think there's going to be anyone that you-
Riley Green, Blake
Blake
Shelton.
Oh, I know Blake Shelton.
Yeah, right. Jelly Roll along with Ella Langley, Jake Owen, Ashley
Okay.
McBride.
I don't know that.
Ashley McBride? You
No.
know Ashley
I
McBride.
do not know Ashley.
Yeah, she was
I know
here.
Martina McBride.
She was here the other day.
I know
Maybe
Danny
that's,
McBride.
maybe that's who I'm
No,
thinking
Danny
of.
McBride, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well that's good. That's there's a good group of people there. So we got tickets to go see Jelly Roll.
Yes.
All right.
And we have tickets for Welcome to Rockville.
Okay, Jelly Roll was there last year,
Say
right?
Santa.
Was he there last year?
Welcome to Rockville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either last year or the year before. But yeah, he was there.
What else?
Say Santa.
Yeah, that's
Santa.
a weird thing with Pussifer and okay.
Primus.
Yeah.
George Lopez.
Oh, see
Mike Campbell.
From Tom
the
Petty.
Tom Petty. Yeah.
Brian Adams.
Oh, I like that. When is
Yeah.
that?
Brian Adams is going to be November 10th.
And that's with somebody good, isn't it?
Yes, Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
And don't forget.
Neil Giraldo.
That's right.
Sonny Bono. Okay, what else?
And then we also have tickets for Russell Dickerson.
Who the hell is Russell Dickerson?
I don't
Let's
know.
guess. Don't look it up first. Country artist or comedian? It sounds like a funny comedian name. Hi, guys. I'm Russell Dickerson.
Yeah,
You-
like a country comedian.
This is Alma Dickerson.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the tour is called?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's give us a hint.
Look at my Dickerson.
WrestleMania.
Russellmania is a great name.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's a comedian.
Yeah, I'm gonna say comedian. as
But how
well.
do we not know who he is?
Maybe he's like a YouTube guy or something.
All right. Carmen doesn't say what he does.
Influencer.
It does not. I'm going to
Oh.
Google it.
I have it right here. American singer songwriter.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, Russell Dickerson. Russellmania, fantastic. I'm going just for the name. Russellmania.
He looks country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
all right. Good for you, Russell
So.
Dickerson.
I'm looking at the lineup for Rockville. Not bad, not bad.
Mm.
Green Day, Linkin Park, Korn, Shine. This is right in my wheelhouse. Why am I not going to this?
I'd say you're not going this year, Galvin.
Yeah,
right?
you can have my tickets, Gio. Yeah,
Gio.
It's not my style, but they have a lot of big bands. I mean, a lot of big names.
This is more early 2000s, late 90s.
If Tom drove me there, and then when we got out of the car, put me on one of those Hannibal Lecter things and rolled me up to the stage, I still wouldn't go.
Shine Down, Three Doors Down in the first night.
Ugh.
All the downs.
Ugh.
Green Day.
Is System going to be there?
Down night is on. There's Green Day, Alice in Chains, Jimmy Eat World on Friday night.
Awful.
Linkin Park with the chick singer.
Awful.
Incubus. And
Awful.
Beartooth.
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday and Hoobastank. That's Janice Live.
This is like Friday night at Livestock.
These are all great bands, though.
No, they're not. Incubus?
Incubus is great live.
Oh!
So good live. Taking Back Sunday, awesome live.
Says the guy wearing a Limp Bizkit t-shirt.
Yeah.
Then Sunday night, Korn, Marilyn Manson, Chevelle, Daughtry, Filter.
I know, right, Carmen?
Yeah.
Don't your feet feel like they're getting dirty just listening to
Yeah,
this?
I don't like any of this.
You got Rob Zombie, 3 Days Grace, Sublime, Good Charlotte, Bush.
I smell cigarettes.
Bush is fantastic. Pierce the Veil, very good. Hollywood Undead, Mudvayne, Bad Omens, Mastodon.
I like Mudvayne.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in here.
I would not go see any of those. I mean,
Alice in
nothing.
Chains, Rob Zombie, Mastodon.
Killswitch Engage, they're great.
Cool.
Under Oath.
Well, we got those tickets. If you want them, we're going to give them away right now with a little bit of Sporcle. Here we go.
I mean, why am I not going?
Joe?
Yes,
We
Michael?
managed to get along without you.
Oh, no.
I know. You
You
got to
missed-
make yourself invaluable.
You did miss me, though.
I mean, I did. I had to walk dogs and throw garbage,
All
so
right. That's
you'll
good
never
enough.
lose a job here.
Thank you, Michael. It's good.
Carmen
enough
is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I don't remember who won last time.
You did.
Okay. What do I have, like 5 in a row?
You have
No.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. All right, it's close enough.
And no rule right now.
No, but going for it right now.
Yep.
All right. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Today we're going to play 3 songs, 1 missing word. I'm going to give you 3 separate song titles, all missing the same word.
Got it.
Your first one, For Love, I Want to Do.
Anything.
What is it? What is going on? What is this?
Who's there?
Blank for love,
Everything.
my blank. That's what they just said.
No,
No,
they
he
said-
said everything.
They said anything.
Blank, I want to do all.
No.
All for love, my all I want to do.
All.
Okay.
Final answer.
No point. Your next one. Again, I think we're
Alone.
now. Oh, okay. Mike. Teen, Earth, Undercover.
Lover.
Angel.
Mike. Rock Your.
Body.
Oh, sorry. No.
Oh,
No.
you can't take it away.
I
Yep.
can.
Take it away.
Rock Your. Got Back.
Baby.
Galvin. My Boyfriend's.
Back.
Pap.
That was Michael.
No way, dude.
Mike gets the point.
What did you think?
I thought it was Gio.
I'll give it to Gio because I thought it was Gio too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought.
Integrity.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I thought it was
Joe's
Gio.
back, baby.
Yeah.
It was close. That was a close one.
Okay.
Gio gets the point.
I just know I heard it, so it had to be you first.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Foolish.
Games.
It. Turn the around.
Paint. Beat.
Beat. Yes, Galvin.
What'd you say? Paint?
Turn the paint
I
around.
tried to say beat, and I started with a P.
Fever. I'm your man. Jungle.
Love.
Blank fever. I'm your blank man.
Boogie.
Jungle. Blank. Yes, Mike. Me maybe.
Love
On
Call.
me. Call. Mike. Wash. Fast. Get out of
Cars.
my dreams. Wait, what'd you say?
Cars.
Car.
Car. Galvin.
My integrity made me
Yeah.
repeat it.
We heard it.
Galvin gets the point. Queen. You make
Killer.
me feel like in the dark.
Dancing.
Dancing. Geo. Diana. Laundry. Mike. West Girls.
End.
Mike. Sad Lion Private.
King.
Eyes.
Mike. Can't This Feeling.
Fight.
The Power. Mike. We Didn't Start the
Fire.
Mike. And Pap, we are halfway there.
Gio has 2 points on the board. Galvin has 3, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 9.
All right, we are playing 3 songs, 1 missing word. Your next one, Hot in the Summertime, You Make
Time.
Lovin' Fun. Gio.
You said fun?
No.
Oh.
I said time.
Yeah.
Oh, then Mike gets the point. I heard someone say fun.
Sorry.
You guys said it at the same time.
Sorry.
Michael.
What was the answer?
You were going to take my
Fun.
point.
Oh,
Fun.
I thought the answer was time.
You were
No.
going to steal my point.
I thought that was the answer.
Lovin' Vibrations.
Good.
Galvin. Of Glass.
Heart.
Open your Pap.
That was Gio.
That was Gio.
Gio gets the point. The is on
Heat.
Wave. What?
Heat.
Heat. Gio. Yeah. Jude. Mike.
Yeah.
Hour in my Galvin. On my list.
Kiss.
From a rose. Mike. Kiss. Song.
Me.
Dance.
Dance me.
This.
Blank kiss. Blank song. Blank dance.
Love.
Last is what I was looking for. Go crazy.
Let's.
Don't.
Let's. Galvin. Party time. Hey. Imaginary.
People.
Party time. Blank. Hey.
Girl.
Blank. Imaginary. Blank.
World.
Lover.
Used to have one of those. Her name was Fran.
It's the same song the night they drove Dixie down on top
Old.
of Smokey. Old Mike Calta. Baker,
Street.
Galvin,
Mayfield.
and Pap. We are on the last 3.
Gio has 4 points on the board. Galvin with 7 and Michael is your leader right now. He is winning with 13.
Quite the lead.
All right, 3 songs, 1 missing word. Last 3. Here we go. Never to me, sweet.
Ending.
Never blank. Blank to me, sweet blank. Surrender. One day, my Lord, child, oh
Sweet.
mine, Mike. And your last one, need you,
Aye.
get down,
Tonight.
Mike.
That was quite the ass kicking today.
What was? I don't even know what we were playing.
What
I couldn't figure it out.
Your final score, Gio with 4 points on the board, Galvin with 7, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 15.
15. 15 amazing points. Let me get a winner real quick. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Mike. It's Ted.
Hi, Ted. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You are the winner, Ted. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will put you, grab you during the break and give you an opportunity to pick any of those tickets that we talked about earlier, including those crappy Rockville tickets that Gio wants to go to so bad. Please hold on, sir. Be patient. Carmen will grab you here when we go to break. Good job. Oh, man. Now it's time for a rule. Since the Miyagi rule went over so well, I would like you guys to congratulate me, but in the style of the new Pope. If you were a new Pope, and how you would congratulate me on my victory.
I have some experience at possibly
At
being the
poping?
new pope. Yeah,
Oh.
because I bless my wife so much when she sneezes. I said, maybe I should be the new pope.
Do you know you made me think about every time I sneeze more than twice, I think of you saying your wife can't stop. I don't know what it is.
It's like 7 times
Yeah.
every time she sneezes. It's crazy. Michael, very good. You win with the most points. You are a Sporcle champion. I bless you.
I meant Father.
Yeah, okay.
Is the Pope's Italian?
Well, he's
Pope's
your
always Italian.
No, but this Asian Pope is black Pope.
Pope's
Yeah,
always
Pope's
Italian.
Pope. All right.
Listen, they can look however they look.
Yeah.
They always sound like that.
That's
though.
true. That's true.
Michael, the Lord blessed you in the Sporcle win. You kick at the ass of Galvin and Gio. Amen.
I don't believe he
Wow.
used that word.
Oh, sorry.
Unless talking about a donkey in a
okay.
sacrificial way, but I appreciate you.
By the way, I want to put an amendment on mine. You win a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday.
All right, Galvin, what do we have coming up in news? We got a lot of things to
Oh
talk
yeah, coming up in news today. Fat Boy Summer,
about. Uh-huh.
Strange Friends, and Oh Sonny Boy.
Oh. Plus, an incident happened on this show last week that carried over onto another local morning show.
Mm.
They actually took stuff that happened on this show and talked about it on their show.
Mm.
And now I'm going to take stuff that they talked about on their show and talk about it back on this show.
Okay.
I'll tell you what that is when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. News is next on 102.5 The Bone. I was going through Instagram, and I watch a lot of videos just thumbing through, and it stops on Wild, which has Orlando and Meredith on there.
Mm-hmm.
And they are talking about Shaq having to leave the show because he had a poop.
Right.
And Orlando goes, that happened here locally. And she's like, what do you mean? It's like one of our radio friends. And she's like, which one? He's like, Mike Calta. He's like, had a poop during the show. And I go, you don't have to tell everybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell everybody.
I mean, you told everybody.
I know, but don't
out
need
there.
to tell extra. Don't need to tell the black people.
Yeah.
I don't need black girls knowing I poop.
You think it's going to destroy your street cred?
Yeah, man. They were like, that's how the cool white guy. Now he's the guy who poops.
Yeah.
Now he's the guy who can't control his own anus.
Middle of the show.
Right? I mean, it was bad. I told Orlando, I sent him a message. I go, it was so bad. I'm still, my stomach hurts thinking about it.
Now, next time you go somewhere, like if you go to a concert or something, or if you go to wherever, you're just gonna hear, "You nasty."
Yeah, I don't want to be known now as a great white pooper.
Yeah.
One of I said my one of my best compliments I ever got was when I was filling in for Orlando on Wild, and black chicks would call up and go, I don't know who this white boy is, but he's funny. That was like one of the best compliments ever.
Nice.
But now I don't want to be like, we the great white pooper now.
Right.
I don't want to be the great white pooper. Got things going on in my life.
Well, too bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
I don't want to be the great white pooper. What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Finally, somebody got. We hear so many times with the different celebrities and people of note that commit crimes or do stuff, and they're like, we talked to them and kind of told them that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Former U.S. Representative George Santos was sentenced to over 7 years in prison for federal wire fraud and identity theft. Santos, who pleaded guilty last summer to federal wire fraud and aggravated identity theft, appealed for mercy, telling the court through tears that he was humbled and chastised and realized that he had betrayed his constituents' trust.
Is that his name, Santos?
Santos, yeah.
What did I think? What was I thinking? What's his first name?
George Santos.
I'm sorry. I have a mental block on something. I was trying to think of what I was saying. Something else. So he is going away for 7 years in what will be a country club type prison, I'm sure. But still, at 7 years, he'll be out in 3.
He admitted to deceiving donors and stealing the identities of nearly a dozen people, including family members, to fund his winning campaign. As part of his plea deal, Santos has agreed to pay roughly $580,000 in penalties in addition to the prison time.
George Santos will, and he was the one that was he
cross-dressing?
Yeah. He's gonna have a
Maybe
ball.
you were thinking of that. Maybe you were thinking of his
lady name.
lady name. What was his lady name?
You know, when you see something, you like. It happened to me for you like a company, and you say it too many times, it doesn't seem like it's right anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Acme. Is
that
that how
right?
you say it? For some reason, I just got that in my head.
Were you thinking of Katira?
Yes,
Ravashi or something.
That is his lady friend, his lady ego.
He competed in a drag queen contest in Brazil, beauty pageants in 2008 using that name.
I saw the most confusing video ever. It's a guy. I don't even know if it's AI. It's a very bald guy, but with long hair in the back, in a dress with a 5 o'clock shadow on a balcony, singing like a Celine Dion song. And I'm like, I don't even know what to feel about this. I can't tell if this is right or wrong, or I'm so confused.
Have you seen any of the videos where the lady's there and she's like doing something, whatever, and then takes the wig off and takes the eyes off and takes like the prosthetic thing that has boobs and
it's a guy?
stuff, and it's a little Asian dude, and you're like, whoa, whoa.
Little Asian dudes is the sneakiest little mixers,
For
man.
sure, because they already have the high cheekbones.
Yep.
They're little, yeah.
AI is so good now. I can't tell
No, you
what's
can't
real
tell
and what's
anything.
not. I saw Trump playing soccer over the weekend, and it said the haters will say this is AI, and he's just running down the field, full space, like kicks a goal.
Well, do you remember the video, the AI video of Will Smith eating the spaghetti?
I think so. Yeah.
And then they did it from whenever that was, however many years ago, and they did a new one, and it's unbelievable how good the new one looks.
Yeah, it's really getting pretty out of control.
I watched a report as soon as I came in this morning. I put the news on, and it said warns. I don't know who it was. It just said warns that AI could possibly take over. I go, oh, we're done. We are absolutely done. And you know who's laughing at us? The hardest, more than anybody in the world, is the director who made Terminator.
Oh yeah,
James
Cameron. He is like, I gave you guys 7 movies, and when I told you what was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't even think the idea of AI taking over is not even a news story anymore.
No. Now it's like how if we're lucky, it'll spare us.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What is the line that Forrest Gump says to the Black Panthers?
Sorry for ruining your white people party, or no, your Black Panther party.
It's not it though.
No,
it's a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother and I were talking yesterday, and he goes, my brother had his birthday yesterday, and I said I couldn't make it. And I said, sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party. And then we started talking about it. I go, that's not even the line. He goes, it is the line. And then he went and found it for me, and it's not. It's like, it says, I'm sorry I ruined your party.
Oh,
I'm sorry I ruined your. He didn't say, or
sorry I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.
No, he sent me the video clip.
Was it AI?
Oh no. It says something that it says. I think it's. I'm sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party or something. I don't remember it, but it was different than what we talked about.
Yeah,
it was one of those Mandela effects.
Just like Luke, I am your father.
Right.
It's not the real line. It's just I'm your father.
Sorry, I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.
That's what. So sorry.
I accept your apology.
It's not. I'm sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party.
No, I'm sorry I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.
There you go. Yeah. So, but everybody else remembers that I'm sorry I ruined your Black Panther party.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
So
my brother is like, I'm sure we're in the Matrix.
Probably. Yeah, there's a lot of those. So you're like, I'm positive that was it.
Mirror on the wall.
Right.
That whole one.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we all start saying the same thing all these years?
Yeah.
People just collectively think that's what it is.
What was the cartoon thing that we said the other day that was like in some one commercial in like 1943, and we're like, but that's
Yosemite Sam. What was it?
What in Tarnation?
Tarnation.
Tarnation. And it's like, really? So we all saw that one commercial?
Yeah. Oh, you know why I think that is though? I tried to figure that out. I think that's because Mel Blanc, whenever he did that impression, would say what in Tarnation.
Could be.
Yeah.
The other day I said something about the Monopoly guy having a monocle.
Yeah.
And the guy, then somebody messaged in, he doesn't have a monocle. That's what people think.
He does have a monocle.
He does not.
He does.
He does not.
He did though.
He does not.
Look that up, Carmen.
This is one of the Mandela effect things. I looked it up too. I'm like, there's no way. I looked it up. He does not.
But that's like the joke. Everybody goes like the Monopoly guy.
It finished it. Whatever. I'm typing it in Google. I said, does the Monopoly guy, and it says have a monocle.
Yeah.
No, the Monopoly guy, also known as Rich Uncle Pennybags, does not have a monocle. Many people mistakenly remember him wearing one, but it's false visual memory, according to.
Why?
No,
But then they have.
We all remember that.
They literally have a picture next to it with him with a monocle.
But they said there's been no official release from Parker Brothers. I think that has had a monocle on it.
That is insane.
Someone just created that one.
Remember the Haynes, the lady who was like, they had a cornucopia.
Yeah.
And they even came out and put out like 10 different images saying we've never had one. She went to like Goodwill and found Fruit of the Loom, sorry. Found Fruit of the Looms and actually found a shirt that had a cornucopia on it. And they were like, oh. Well,
yeah, but that could have been made in Taiwan or something. You know what I mean? That's like whenever they call out the Trump hats, and they're like, "Let's see your Trump hat. What is it? Made in Taiwan." Okay, is that Trump's making it? Maybe he is. I don't know. I'm looking at the Monopoly guy. If you just put in Monopoly guy and put images, no monocle. No monocle.
I found one image, and it was not an official release of the game.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah, I would have bet anything that it was true.
Yeah,
that's why
I see him holding the monocle.
I go, oh, it looks like the Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting game show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how long you could sustain it, whatever, but it would be interesting. And how much would you wager?
Right.
That the Monopoly guy has a monocle, because you'd be like, he does, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course he does.
I would have bet all my money if he got the monocle.
You're out. You're done immediately.
And then when he doesn't, you feel like an idiot.
Yeah. That's wild.
How old are you when you found out his name was Rich Uncle Pennybags?
I was 45 years old.
Yeah. Young Americans are sounding the alarm about their finances, with roughly 2 in 5 people under 30 saying they're either struggling to make ends meet or getting by with limited security. That's according to a survey of 2,096 adults ages 18 to 29 conducted by Harvard's Institute of Politics. Excuse me. The survey found that among that age group, financial insecurity most affected women, Hispanics, and those without college degrees. The likelihood of struggling financially drops for different levels of education, the survey found. 50% of those not in college and without a degree, 35% of current college students, 29% of college graduates. It's worth noting that college graduates tend to be in a stronger position than young adults who are still in school, since they're more likely to work full-time in roles that offer a higher pay.
I don't know. I don't know how anybody survives anymore.
I don't know either.
At rent prices, and it's just insane.
Because if you lived in an apartment in this area, whatever, if you can go and look at what the rent is now as opposed to what you paid. Like whenever I moved down here and I lived in those apartments behind the radio station, I want to say I was paying $800 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. I think it was right around there. I bet those are probably 15 to even more.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous. Like, you have to have a roommate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not that weird, because the pay, like for work and stuff, has gone way up too. Oh no, it hasn't.
Yeah.
The very first apartment I had, I paid $325 a month for it.
Yeah.
And now that exact same apartment, this is in Tallahassee, right in Florida State, and the same apartment is like $1,300 now.
So
Pete and I lived in a 4th floor of a luxury high-rise and paid $500 each.
And I remember at the time, it was my first place, and it was like $325. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay that every month?
Yeah.
I was like a little worried at the time.
I don't pay any bills right now. My wife pays all the bills, so I don't even know what it's like to write a check. If I had to actually write my mortgage check every month, I'd have my anxiety would be so bad if I knew how much money was going in and out all the time. I don't want to know.
We are the exact opposite. I pay everything and I do everything because otherwise we just have a bunch of handbags and shoes if my wife paid stuff. You know what I mean? So she'll just, we should do this, and I go, yeah, we should. We should also get a helicopter and live on Mars and everything else. I go, 1 month. I would love for you to try and pay the bills and see what we're doing over here. I go,
come on, Katy Perry, you want to go to space too?
It's crazy.
So we are planning a vacation now for August. We haven't gone on a vacation this year, and we were like, let's go before the kids go back to school. So we were looking at cruises, and it's me, Amanda, Joey, Juliana, Joey's girlfriend, and my nephew Billy, so that Juliana has somebody to play with. How much is that? A cruise for 6 people?
Week-long cruise?
6 people?
Yeah, a week long.
A week long? And then you're doing it nice. I'm gonna say it's probably close to between 8 and 10.
More than that.
I'm gonna say 25.
It's less than that, but yeah,
20
I was
to
like,
20.
oh my god.
I'm saying $4 to $5 grand a person.
Yeah. I mean, when Amanda told me that, she goes, "Yeah, what do you think? You buy one get one free?" I'm like, I don't know. How much does it cost to go? And she's like, it costs this much money, and if we had. I said, well, maybe we shouldn't bring the 2 stragglers with us. And she said, yeah, if we do, it changes $800. I was like, oh.
And you're not getting interior rooms. You're getting,
right.
Yeah, look,
the nice rooms. And
we're not living among the poor.
I'm saying, down in the Jack Dawson suite where Carmen and I usually stay.
No. No, but I seriously, it's one thing that I always say to everybody, if you can, even if it takes, if you want to go on vacation, and you don't really have a whole bunch of money and you're supposed to go, put it off for another year and save your money and go the right way. The only way to go.
Something's going to come up.
No, but don't put it up. This is my vacation fund and put that away like you will put it away for bill money. You know what I'm saying, Carmen? Because there's a certain time in your life, like when you're young, like when you're your age, where you could go on a vacation, you can go on a budget and just see stuff.
Right.
And then there's other times where you want to go and like with your family and just be on vacation. That's when you're older. That's when you're my age.
Right. But what Carmen's saying, something always comes up. Something always comes up.
Right. I know.
And then you have to dip into that. You go, okay, we can either be evicted or put the vacation off for another year.
I need new tires.
Or get an OnlyFans. You really want to go. How much you want to see Spain?
Let's go without air conditioning this summer because we're going to go here next summer.
Do you know, I heard somebody saying the other day they wanted to get a car and that it had to have automatic windows and stuff. And I go, is that even, do they make those without that anymore?
Yeah.
Really?
They were like, it's a deal breaker.
Base models.
Well, I don't know whether they're still making them, but I mean, like, if you're buying a car, and maybe you have to get a car that's 10 years old,
No, I'm saying now, if you were to buy a new car now, is there an option to get power windows or not?
I don't know.
Oh, who's cranking their window?
No way.
I have to
Steve
imagine.
Hurley would know.
But like some like very base like models of the low end cars, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have to imagine some of those come without power windows.
Oh, well, I'm ready for a new car from Stingray, and I'm going to need power windows. I hate to be bougie, but I'm going to need power windows on it.
4 tires? You need 4 tires?
4, yeah.
4 is the way to go.
Yeah, 4 is, and it's so much smoother.
Google said that power windows are now standard equipment on almost all modern
that's
cars.
what I wanted to know.
Yeah,
unless you have like a Jeep Wrangler, which is
Yeah.
some of the Jeeps have cranks.
Because you need it.
Right.
You got to take the doors off.
So no cranks.
Without suspended winger Brandon Hagel in the lineup, the Tampa Bay Lightning stormed back to defeat the Panthers 5-1 Saturday, cutting their deficit in the Eastern Conference first round series 2-1. Vasilevsky stopped 33 shots, and the Tampa Bay Lightning registered 5 unanswered goals as the Lightning beat the Panthers 5-1. The Lightning take on the Panthers for Game 4 tonight at 7 p.m. and you can hear it right here on 102.5 The Bone.
South Florida not as into hockey as Tampa is into hockey.
Yeah,
at least not from what I can see in one of the biggest gathering places in South Florida. I saw a couple of Panthers jerseys rolling around. It looked like people came just from the game afterwards, like to go to the concert and stuff. But Pete and I were sitting there in the gambling area where all the TVs are. We were like, can we get the hockey game on? Like they didn't even have it on. I'm
really?
Like, hey, even the people at work here should be interested in this.
I think that Hard has an actual sports book down
They
there
do.
too.
It is. It's so awesome.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't know why, because I think we don't have the room here for it, but it's so odd. We were by there and checked it out. It's so awesome.
Just a place to go sit and just watch sports
games,
and bet would be so awesome.
Yeah, that's
agree
fun.
with you.
I love sports.
Yeah.
Books. It's so fun.
With the big video wall.
By the way, this just came through on email. Obviously, we know Pope Francis died, but they say the conclave to pick successor begins May 7th.
So yes, I saw that
May
this morning
7th.
on the news. May 7th. So they will. They were going to choose, and we already picked who we think our new pope's going to be, right?
Black Pope.
Peter, right? Is that what you said his name was?
Pietro.
Peter
Donchek.
Berkson. Peter Burks.
Blackson. Peter Black Pope.
Pietro.
Frank Burke.
Birkin.
No, it was Peter. I remember I
Peter
made the mistake.
Turkson.
Turkson.
Yeah.
Turkson.
Jerkson.
He's the black guy?
Dominic Trubisky's.
All right.
It's a time for a Black Pope.
Would it be the first Black Pope?
Yes.
Do you think the world's ready for that?
Yes.
All right. I vote yes.
In nomine Patris.
Get ready for it.
Et Black Pope, yes.
It's happening.
Who knows? I don't know. After watching that movie, The Conclave, I don't know what they do.
Did you actually watch it?
Yeah. I like it. It just seems like the Pope, the bishops are just a bunch of gay guys.
Did you see the twist?
Yeah.
A mile away? Yeah.
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
like,
it,
okay.
it seemed pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Pope was gay?
It seemed like they're all gay.
I
Didn't
think
it not seem like they were like Stanley Tucci and John Lithgow and Ray Fiennes all just seemed like a bunch of old queens?
Yeah, they're very, very sassy.
Yeah. I don't want you to do that. No, I'll pray for you.
anytime I hear Lithgow,
I have some Lithgow news coming up.
all I think
By the
about
way.
is
Please don't do
volleyball.
this to me. My wife is so mad at me. Please
Well,
don't bring it up.
Let's go news is happening. It's coming up. If there was an award for the most interesting undrafted free agent signings, Tampa Bay Buccaneers would certainly be in the running to win.
Oh, man.
Not only did Todd Bowles sign Deion Sanders' other son in Colorado safety Shiloh Sanders, but Tampa Bay is also adding someone who has a chance to be the heaviest player in NFL history. Florida defensive tackle Desmond Watson, who stands at 6'5" and weighs 464 pounds, is signing with the Bucs on a deal that includes $50,000 guaranteed. USA Today reports that
$50,000.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He gets a guaranteed $50,000 signing bonus.
Just to sign?
Well, he's undrafted. Yeah.
Oh, 50,000.
Yeah.
Listen, you're in the NFL.
But I know, but
you're basically just getting a shot at training camp.
Right, but then isn't the league minimum like 600,000?
No. That's a signing.
Right.
Yeah,
he just gets a signing bonus.
Then he's got to make the team. I gotcha. USA Today reports that Watson has already dropped weight and has lost about 26 pounds since Florida's Pro Day on March 27th. Even so, Watson would be the heaviest player to suit up for an NFL team.
Him and Vita Vea next to each other?
Dude, he outweighs Vita Vea by like 100 pounds.
That's crazy.
The funniest thing in the world to me is that we could not believe it. And I lived in Illinois at the time.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Refrigerator Perry is over 300 pounds. He's a pro football player. He's over 300 pounds. People were losing their mind about that.
High school players are 300 pounds.
So Florida has... University of Florida, they had the fattest guy and they have the tallest guy on their basketball team. Like that guy, it's like 9 feet tall.
I just looked on Facebook, a family friend of ours since since my grandmother's best friend, her family, guy put up, today's my brother Sal's birthday. He died, in the 80s, whatever. He was fat. They called him Sally Donuts because he was fat. Mm-hmm. He just put up pictures of him. He's not fat at all. Like by today's standards, he's not fat at all. Yeah. Doesn't even look big.
So I don't know if you have this also. The Bucs also signed one of the lightest guys ever in the league. That Tez Johnson, he weighs like 160 pounds.
Tesla?
Yeah.
He is.
How tall is he?
He's very short, I think.
Yeah. That's a weird signing.
He's a wide receiver from Oregon.
Well, I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
That signing. The tiny little receiver.
Oh, he's super fast.
Yeah. That's true.
Super fast. Played with Bucky Irving at Oregon. Yeah.
It's wild though. Whenever you see players, whether it be NFL or NBA or whatever, that are undersized and they're that good, you're like, but they're that good. That's
I think
crazy.
with the new kicking rules and stuff on kickoffs,
special teams.
I think they're going to want him to be running kickoffs and stuff.
That makes sense.
As long as you block for him, as long as he doesn't get hit, because he'll be knocked into next week, whatever. But
turn into dust.
Just
we got the heaviest guy and the smallest guy, like in the history of the NFL.
He's gonna ride him. He's gonna ride the heaviest guy.
That guy, his jersey doesn't fit. Like he can't put it on. They don't make jerseys big enough.
6'5", 464 pounds. 464 pounds is double most grown men, that are big.
At Florida, they would line him up and he'd run plays. Like he ran a couple plays like as a fullback.
Yeah, that's a big tush push.
Think about that. If you're 6'4", 230, this guy's double your weight.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Like when you watch Florida games, he sticks out like it's just this gigantic fat guy.
He ain't getting laid though.
I'm sure he does.
Is he?
Of course. When you're playing at Florida,
but did you see his head too?
No.
I mean, he just looks gross.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. You're an NFL prospect.
Yeah,
you know what kind of anchor he has on him?
Man, there are so many cleat chasers at these universities.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I went the wrong route.
Yeah, man. He's just picking up guys and just throwing them.
And from Plant City. Did we say that?
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Desmond Watson. It says he's born in Plant City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So crazy. Then let's get into it. The son of Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich has apologized for a prank call made to Sanders on Friday as he waited to be picked in the NFL draft. Originally one of the NFL's most touted draft prospects, Sanders received a call allegedly from the general manager of the New Orleans Saints as he waited anxiously to learn which NFL team would select him. But it turned out to be a prank call.
So great.
It was Jax Ulbrich, the Falcons coach's son, who took to Instagram on Sunday to issue a public apology afterwards. Do we want to play the audio?
Yeah, you got it here. For those of you who don't know it, this is Shador Sanders is on day 2 of waiting to be picked. He is anxious to be picked. The world is watching, wondering if he's going to get the call.
Answering any phone call that comes through, whether he knows the number or not.
So got a new phone?
He's got a new number, and nobody had that number except for the NFL.
Yeah.
And that is what the problem was here. So you knew, let's just hear the call, and then we'll tell you why the internet is the best sleuth ever. Here we go.
Hey, is this Shador? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
This ain't gonna be nothing to you.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Dude. Here, as somebody who, as part of my career, has been making prank phone calls, I have had prank phone calls that have ended up in the hands of the Secret Service. I have had prank phone calls that have ended up in the hands of the FBI. I have been sued for prank phone calls. As a guy who knows, the number one thing you don't do is you don't release it. Mm-hmm. You don't release the video.
Yeah.
You just gave them the evidence of who it is, and then you leave the entire internet world to figure out who you are. All it took was for them to match coaches with kids in the school and the right thing, and they got it in 15 minutes. They figured out who. The internet said it was either the guy from the Falcons or the Giants.
Yeah.
Narrowed it down to the Falcons or the Giants.
So the kid that's actually on the phone call is not
him.
the son.
It's the kid next to him.
His son's sitting on the couch behind him.
Yeah.
But
and
he gave the number because he got the number from his dad who had it written down.
And he had an open iPad.
And then he wrote it down and took it, and they called him and stuff. By the way, terrible prank phone call. Like nothing to be excited about, but it's
such a
listen to me.
Dick move. Though.
It is a great mood. It couldn't have happened to a bigger douchebag. This is I'm telling you right now, I have read and learned so much about Shador Sanders in the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
This may be one of the worst human beings alive. He is just I watch all the video of him showing his watch to the other stand.
Oh yeah.
He brought this upon himself. He brought all of this stuff that happened in the last couple of days. He has brought upon himself.
He's been doing that for 2 years. That's why Colorado's been so polarizing in college football.
So the kid had to write an apology. He said, quote, "I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made the terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me." Sanders has not reacted yet to the development on social media. The hoax was captured on video and was posted online on Saturday. Just so dumb. Where he posed to be the Saints general manager, Mickey Loomis.
I don't know why they would put that out there unless they wanted to be caught. I mean, they were going to get caught either way.
Yeah, you have to know the internet. You know that it's
didn't take long for it to come out.
No.
Either. Like it was out.
It was out right after the phone call.
Yeah, and then did you see they matched up because they were recording Sanders from the other end, and they matched up the thing. Whatever. Yeah, and it's like, ugh, dummies.
I mean, now think about this. It could have cost that guy his job.
Yeah,
the Falcons guy. It may still. Yeah,
because the Falcons said they're not going to do anything, but there might be pressure to do something.
I heard there's an NFL investigation. Into it.
But that was the NFL's announced their investigation before the kid came out. The kid came out and was like, "All right, it was me. I'm sorry."
Easily could have cost your dad his job if it doesn't happen already.
Could have cost your dad his job and embarrassed the organization, and and also you got to think that it's getting covered by everybody. I mean, that Shador Sanders is the biggest story in anything at the time that they did that.
It's so the whole thing is so bizarre.
And in that circle, that guy's tagged with his son was the one who did
that's how he's remembered now.
You know what I mean? Like that's how much do you beat your son?
It's so it's so hard to get the NFL. That is a dick move to do that.
But it's a kid move.
It's a kid move.
And
right, it is.
And he's 21 and he's in college and he's just like
and he's a dick.
This will be funny.
I came up with a new term this weekend, Carmen, for my kids, my daughter specifically, which I'm sure has been said a million times, but I just said it for the first time by accident, but it fit. My daughter is a kidiot. She's an absolute idiot. Mm-hmm. She got a bunch of paint brushes yesterday. Her and her friend were doing some paint thing, and they left every brush out there just with paint on it to dry. I'm like, you just ruined everyone.
Yeah.
You're a idiot. You're an idiot.
It's like when you see all these kids and their families, and they get drafted, and they're like crying. It's this crazy
Morrison
emotional moment.
The kid who got drafted by the Bucks. That kid broke down, and the best is he broke down crying. He was with his family, and they had Party City favors on their table, like draft day favors. They had a big Mylar balloon blow up. Meanwhile, Shador Sanders built a box inside his house and painted it with the words legendary over it. This kid has not done anything that is legendary whatsoever. What is one thing he has done that's been legendary?
Well, I mean,
one thing.
They did put Colorado back on the map.
Yes, Dion put Colorado back on the map.
But
for 1 year, are they going to be?
And they weren't even great.
Maybe.
Right.
Are
they still going to be good this year?
They went from winning 2 games to like 10 or 12 games, I think.
Because they brought over a bunch of good players and a good coach.
Right.
Something they did not have before.
By the way, didn't Chad do that, Carmen?
What?
Going from winning 2 games to winning like 10 games.
Went 0-10.
Yeah.
They won 0 games.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then
they put asses in seats too. Like Colorado, they instantly sold out 2 seasons in a row.
So did Caitlin Clark. You bring something over there of interest, people are going to go see it. That's just how it goes.
Do the Browns have all the quarterbacks now?
Yeah, that's so weird.
That's really weird.
And then when they did pick Sanders, finally, it cuts to their room and they're all like,
stone faced.
Usually they're all like high fiving because we got our guy, but they just kind of sat there.
Remember when Dion said that his kid would never play for the Browns?
Yeah.
Remember when he said that?
Yeah, I think Dion ruined a lot of that stuff because he was going around saying that there were only certain teams he was going to play for.
Do you think Dion ruined it, or do you think Shador ruined it? Let me read this to you.
Both.
This is
probably a little bit of both.
This is a report on Shador's interview that he had with the teams. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
This is exactly what I think. Not knowing this kid,
right? But
this is what I get.
The thing with this, though, they're all unnamed sources.
This is supposedly the Giants.
Yeah.
The assessment was true, but it was severely sugar-coated. Imagine Terrell Owens, his father Chad Johnson, and Jim McMahon multiplied by 10,000. The individual wore so much cologne to the interview that the assessment that the coach suggested they go for a walk because he was concerned that the individual might faint from the overpowering scent. He wore headphones around his neck with music playing throughout the entire interview. This is what you're going to an interview for a job. Interview. He brought his entire entourage into the building. In my 33 years in the NFL, I have never encountered a prima donna of this caliber. When the coach asked where he envisioned himself in 5 years, his reply was mayor of the city, followed by a loud laugh and clapping. His quarterback skills were mediocre at best, and if he were playing the SEC, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because he wouldn't have been a starter. This is all the things that there's a whole bunch more on here, but I can't read all this.
Yeah.
It's just that is what I get out of him when I see him. I want to be mayor of the city. Shut your goddamn mouth. This is whenever my son leaves the house, I go too much cologne. Too much cologne. I don't want to smell like you when you walk past me.
Thanks to a new study, scientists may have pinpointed the age when bad habits like smoking, drinking, and not exercising start to trigger real health problems. What age do you think that is?
40.
25.
40? 25?
43.
43? Carmen?
32.
36. 36. So you can have fun until you're 36 and then shut it down. Yeah. Although they do say like smoking and stuff, your lungs go back pretty quick. You know, if you stop early enough. Obviously, if you have problems and stuff. But they say about 36 is whenever you want to start taking your health very seriously, because otherwise you dead. I got some bad news. Mike, you sang karaoke on the cruise. Joe, you sang karaoke. I sang karaoke.
I have to say I did a great job.
A woman in China claims she got oral herpes from holding a karaoke microphone too close to her mouth.
That might be possible because herpes isn't always on the genitals; it's on the lips. And if you're putting that bacteria on the microphone, if you're touching the microphone to your lips, you could be passing that along.
But if they're not cleaning it,
or she could just be a big whore.
Yeah, that could be the excuse that she's giving her husband.
I got crabs from the porta potty.
Right.
Excuse.
Mouth herpes.
Yeah, mouth herpes. Oh, singing. That's what happens. There's a new list of dumbest reasons someone became famous in the U.S. There's a bunch of different ones on here.
Pretending to be Mickey Loomis.
Yeah, that actually would top the list now. But think about some of the dumb reasons why people became famous. Balloon Boy. Remember?
No, which one? Oh, Balloon Boy.
Whose dad was in here. Was in
Heaney,
studio.
Falcon Heaney.
Yep. The 2009, that was 2009. That's so long ago. The hoax went viral when a couple claimed their 6-year-old son, Falcon, was trapped in a homemade balloon 7,000 feet up in the air.
This was, to me, I mean, think about it. I went through this experience because I thought it was real. We were on the cruise. It was me, my wife, and Ralphie in my room. Maybe Pete was there too. And I turned the TV on, and there was this flying saucer going through the air, and it was on all the news channels. And I went, "They're here. They landed. This is it.
It did look like
We've got it." I mean, I thought it was
shot and stuff.
and I didn't quite know why all the channels were following it. They thought there was a kid in there, but I thought, "Oh my god!" And then they were like, "Fire drill." I'm like, "I'm not going to no fire drill. This is aliens are here."
Yeah. Another one, Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like one of the basic examples of going viral.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
She disappeared for like a month or two because they stole all that money and their hot to a coin.
Yeah.
And now she's kind of resurfaced to start doing her podcast
Yeah,
again.
but she's done, I think.
I think so. Yeah,
I
it took
think
a big hit.
15 and change. But that's good. She came in, made a bunch of money,
Yeah.
looked like a dumb whore for a couple of minutes, and then walked away rich.
Probably
I wonder
made a
how
couple
much
$100,000.
money. Yeah, I wonder how much money she has.
$250,000.
Yeah.
That's my guess. That's what I think the average price of fame is.
And now you're Hawk Tua girl for the rest of your life, which I would imagine she could still do some appearances at bars and stuff.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
You
Sure,
know.
podcast guest.
people
Yeah.
will probably still pay. If she does OnlyFans, people will pay for that.
right, yeah. Wait a little while, maybe her album will come out. Another people getting famous for dumb reasons. The Island Boys,
Oh,
who went
God.
viral on TikTok and got and then
Oh, yeah.
remember like a little while back they were kissing each other because
Yeah.
they're like, we gotta up the game, we gotta
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah, it was kind of
People
weird.
getting bored.
Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, but Honey Boo Boo had a TV show.
Yeah, but for what? Because
Based
she was
on
a fat
another
little
TV
kid.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
She's
remember, because she was on like the
Dance
pageant,
Moms, wasn't it?
no, like the pageant mom,
Yeah.
or something like that, and then she got a spin-off off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, JoJo Siwa was the Dance Moms, right?
Yes.
So-
Yeah, she was on there.
I think Honey Boo Boo though had a big falling out with her mom,
Yeah,
Mama June, and then
June.
Sugar Bear like was touching kids or something allegedly.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
He got arrested, went to
drugs,
jail,
all
yeah.
And then
those
her-
drugs.
but then her next boyfriend was stealing money and doing drugs, and it's just like,
Yeah.
If you're the boyfriend of Mama June, of course you're stealing money. Why else are you there?
Yeah.
They made a ton of money. Like they made
Yeah.
several $1 million.
Ugh, gross. That poor kid. She had no chance.
No chance. Catch Me Outside Girl, Bad Baby.
To me, she's the most successful.
yeah.
They dragged
She
her
turned
on
it into
TV.
something.
They
Yeah.
tried to make her look like a bad kid. She was like, "Suck it, Dr. Phil. Meet me outside," and then went on to become a multi-gazillionaire.
Yeah, she's super rich.
She's super rich.
She makes a ton off of OnlyFans, and I don't think she shows stuff.
No, I think she just does bikini.
She's a baby too now.
Yeah.
By the way,
Bad baby.
Carmen.
Well,
Carmen,
yes.
you turned us on to Allie Ray.
Okay, I did not, but okay.
You did.
No, Geo.
Yeah, I did.
Gio did. Carmen fought with her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry. You fighting with her is what got her to be engaged with the show.
I brought it up, and then she heard Carmen talking about
Right.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I got that straight.
And
now.
then directed all the vitriol at Carmen.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then I have been following her on Instagram, and I find her to be very sexy. That doesn't mean hot. That doesn't mean gorgeous. She's pretty, but she's sexy. She knows how to do sexy face. You know what I mean? Do you know what somebody sent me yesterday?
What?
Her, evidently, she does a lot of stuff on OnlyFans.
Hmm.
Like I saw a video of her doing sex stuff with her husband or boyfriend or whatever he is. But yesterday, I saw her testing, if you will, vegetables.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
What
She's
vegetables?
the cylindrical ones.
Oh.
Cucumber and
Zucchini.
eggplant. Yeah, she gets the eggplant going.
Right.
Watermelon.
Yeah, I don't know if she got quite to the watermelon, but I also, if you're thinking that's a negative, it's not. Allie Ray,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a great job, Allie Ray.
Hand me a stalk of celery.
Yeah, I mean, you don't usually find a girl that caliber of sexy doing that kind of.
Vegetables?
Yeah. She was cranking that cucumber.
Is
down.
she a vegan or what? Is there a reason?
I don't know. I don't know many girls that are using T-bone, so it's hard to tell her choices.
Hand me that flank steak.
Yeah.
I'll show you something.
All I know is in the day and age of those things being a negative or far over, I saw that and I was like, I love her even more.
Somebody sent you that, or you joined her?
No, I would not join.
You will join.
I will not join.
Why not?
Somebody sent it to me, and I looked at it and I went, "This is very interesting." And then I stopped watching because I felt guilty. I felt like I was stealing.
You
Yeah.
should probably send it to me. just so I can make sure.
I mean, to double check, because I'm not always right.
Right.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
I got you.
Some other famous people who became famous for dumb reasons. Kim Kardashian, obviously the leaked video with Ray J, and also her father was O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Became very famous.
Kim Kardashian, to me, is a gift to the world. I feel like we're happy to, we're lucky to have her in it. And I don't know that if she would, maybe she would have. I don't know. I was like, because she was just Paris Hilton's friend.
Right, but it is funny how she has become so revered.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she was on the Tom Brady roast, she was going to be there, and everyone was like, "Oh, Kim Kardashian."
Oh yeah,
She
So
meets with the
polarizing.
president.
Huh?
She meets with the president.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all
Getting
kinds
people
of
out of
stuff.
jail.
Yeah. But it's like, if you were in a coma for the last few years, you'd be like, the chick that banged Ray J.
Yeah.
she's
Yeah. I met her, and it was underwhelming. I will tell you that. She is gorgeous, but it was underwhelming. She's little.
yeah.
And she doesn't seem like when you see her on TV, she looks like a woman, but in real life, she's like a little person.
Mm.
I don't know, but I
remember when she banged Pete Davidson?
yeah, that's so weird.
So weird.
Pete Davidson got to see her face, got to see her sex face.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Everyone did.
yeah.
Nah,
Get in line.
Good point.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so.
Another person.
I'm gonna go watch that again.
That's the
today.
thing. We forget we can just go and watch it online.
Yeah.
Of her
I'm gonna go check that out. Today.
totally
Thank you.
naked, just doing stuff.
Octomom. Remember Octomom?
The mom had 8 kids.
Yeah. Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul earned it. Jake Paul got punched
Yeah.
in the face enough time to earn it.
Jake Paul did a bunch of stuff. They have a show on Max.
Oh, really?
Paul America or something like that.
Yeah,
and
it's like
the whole family.
No,
Yeah.
thanks.
The lady got the scalding hot coffee on her crotch from McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that necessarily made her famous. Nobody knows who she is.
That made that incident
So-
famous, though.
For sure.
You know, and now whenever you pull up McDonald's, it says our tea and coffee is served very hot.
That was also made it into a Seinfeld episode. That's
Yeah,
what Kramer
yeah.
spilled. Everybody started spilling hot coffee on themselves on TV.
Yep, yeah. And then they were already somewhat famous, but this put them over the top. The smashing the kneecap, Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding.
Oh yeah.
That was something else too.
That was wild.
That
'cause it
was wild.
Olympic athletes. So you're like, okay, Olympic athletes. And then on top of that, the whole incident, you're
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
The 30 for 30 for that on for ESPN is really good.
ESPN 30 for 30. I can watch
Yeah.
anything, whether I care about it or not. They do such a good job with it. It's
You
unbelievable.
forget how crazy that was at that time.
That I, Tonya movie is really good
That's
too.
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, it was sad because you had one who was rich, one who was poor, one who they didn't think was going to make it.
The
They're like-
underdog.
I'll never forget when that happened on the news. I was watching. They were like, she was attacked. But I go, all I got to do is check out our competition. See, the guy just assumed that made. Who else would just hit
Right,
Nancy
yeah.
Kerrigan in the knee? You know,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
By the way, how crazy is that Tanya Harding is played by what's her name? That's smoking hot.
Oh, Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yeah. If they're making a movie about you and they go, listen, we're gonna make a movie. I don't want you to hash all that stuff up again.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie's gonna play you. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Do anybody remember the Tanya Harding sex tape?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
gross.
yeah.
You're so funny, Galvin. It was gross.
was
It
really
was
gross.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was like her honeymoon.
Yeah.
Is what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually in her wedding dress.
And
Ugh.
sex tapes, celebrity sex tapes were like a thing for a minute.
That
Yeah.
was that was one of my greatest things I've ever done as a producer of a show was getting Bret Michaels on the air after the Tommy Lee tape came out because there were rumors that there was a Bret
Yeah.
Michaels tape, and we got Bret Michaels to come on air and talk about it before anybody else.
I remember when the Paris Hilton one came out. That was amazing. That was like the first thing I remember the internet doing something good.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah.
the Tommy Lee thing came out, and then it was Brett Michaels, and then it was Vince Neil, and it was like all these
Yeah.
different
Well,
rock guys.
Vince
and
Neil
stuff.
made his.
But there was, I forget who the comedian was. He goes, "What are they just sitting it on the windowsill next to the pie that's cooling?
Yeah.
like who's stealing all these things?"
It went from leaks to like people
Right.
putting them
Oh,
out because it
and
made
faking them,
It
yeah.
made you so like Paris Hilton became super famous overnight.
Yeah, and Vince Neil made his with Janine, the porn star.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I had no idea who Paris Hilton was until I saw the tape.
Yeah.
X-Pac in China,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
which was supposed to be stolen. as
right?
well,
Exactly, yeah.
Then she did like 3 more of them.
Yeah.
How about
Remember
this?
she had the giant clitoris.
Oh, Mamma Mia! Eggplant. A radio station in Australia is facing heat after fans figured out that they have been using an AI host for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
People are very angry about it. Because they weren't upfront about it.
Eh,
They
who
tried to
cares?
pretend like it was a.
Who cares? I'd rather hear AI than Scotty.
yeah, there's a couple stations in the United States that are using AI hosts.
Yeah, I saw one that was using it for a little while, and then now it's done. The
went away
ratings
from
were
it.
so bad. Yeah, I guess.
It just seems to me that for that kind of radio, hey, it's beautiful weather outside.
yeah.
Coming up next, Mariah Carey, blah, blah, blah. Who needs that?
Yeah.
All right. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2025 was announced last night on American Idol.
Okay.
There are 13 inductees. In the performers category, Bad Company, Chubby Checker,
Oh, boo.
Joe Cocker, Cyndi Lauper, Outkast, Soundgarden, and the White Stripes.
I can't believe Soundgarden got in already.
Yeah.
Chubby, no.
So Salt and Pepper and Warren Zevon will be inducted in the musical influence category. There's different ones. Let's see that they have R&B songwriter, producer Tom Bell. This is for musical excellence category. Let's see, organist Nikki Hopkins and bassist Carol Kay. Oh, Carol Kay. Yeah, she was part of the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
The Ahmet Erdogan Award will go to Lenny Warnicker.
Love him.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Whatever. Blah blah blah. As for the snubs, Fish won the fan vote last week with 330,000 votes. Bad Company came in second. Billy Idol followed in third. Despite the love from the fans, Fish and Billy did not get in.
Oh.
Well, I feel like there's just too many.
The fan, yeah, but like we thought we thought Fish was in to shoe in.
Yeah, I mean, I Fish will get in. It's
Right,
probably just another one of those two. But I have to tell you, I wasn't there, so I don't know the influence of Chubby Checker. But The Twist is one of the most influential songs in rock and roll history. I mean, you think of the 50s, you think of The Twist, and then there's Let's Twist Again, and there's the Hucklebuck, and there's all those. He really did have the corner on those songs with dances.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a sock hop and you're advertising it, you're probably gonna use Chubby Checker.
It's kind of like old Negro League baseball players. It's like, yes, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but does anybody remember who they were? You know what I mean?
He must be dying, and that's why.
Chubby, I think he's dead.
No.
Chubby Checker? I would imagine.
Is he?
So, yeah.
He's still alive.
No.
He's not as chubby anymore.
Well, he might be. He might be on
83 years old.
83.
He's not dead?
Not dead.
I've interviewed him. I
Not
should pick
dead.
him up in the death pool.
Does not wear a monocle. And Luke is not his father.
I'm surprised Mariah Carey didn't make it.
The fan vote only counts for a single ballot, by the way. So people that thought, the fan vote, they're going to get in. No, that's not the thing. This is the second time that the winner of the fan vote didn't make it in. Previously, it was Dave Matthews Band in 2020. They finally got in last year. The induction ceremony will take place on November 8th in LA. We'll stream live on Disney Plus, and then it will be available to stream on Hulu the next day and get a special broadcast on ABC at a later date.
Yeah, boring one.
That's wild, though. That's wild. I mean, thank God Bad Company got in.
Yeah.
Outkast, we thought for sure was going to get in. White Stripes, we were kind of on the fence. Soundgarden, we were on the fence. Cyndi Lauper, we thought for sure. Cyndi Lauper did get in. Yeah, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey has so many hit songs. I mean,
I know.
it's
but
crazy.
She's younger than Cyndi Lauper, and Cyndi Lauper deserves as a pioneer.
Yeah, yeah. Joe Cocker. You were saying Joe Cocker has one song.
He does. Joe Cocker's best song is a Beatles cover.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, there you go.
That's Joe Cocker.
Is that Joe Cocker or is that Chubby Checker?
All of them. It's Chubby sounds like now.
Speaking of music, there is a new album coming out of covers of a certain artist. And I have one of the covers here. New music. I want you to guess what the song is and who's doing it.
Okay.
All right.
Guessing who did it and what it is.
Yeah. Take a listen. Here we go. Yell it out whenever you knew it. New music on the Mike Calta Show. Do it. It's Fiona Apple.
Oh, now I hear it.
Yeah. Fiona Apple has contributed to a cover of Neil Young's Heart of Gold for the Heart of Gold, the Songs of Neil Young Volume 1.
Great song.
New tribute album that is out today. The project includes Young covers from
Pearl Jam,
Eddie Vedder,
yeah,
Brandy Carlisle, Mumford & Sons, Lumineers, Doobie Brothers with Allison Russell, and a bunch of other ones.
Nice.
So if you're a fan of Neil Young and you're a fan of covers, you can go get that. That's out today, by the way.
You want to talk about weird voices? Neil Young.
Yeah. It's amazing because if that guy, Neil Young, played you a song, you'd be like, yeah, you're a good songwriter, but you're not singing it, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Or if you have Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and they're making beautiful music together in harmony, and they're like, let's mix in that whiny old guy and see what he sounds like.
What do we need? I don't know, some nails on a chalkboard, or we can have this guy sing.
Yeah. It works, though.
John Lithgow.
Yes.
Oh, no.
The volleyball player?
No, this is the actor.
Oh, sorry.
This is the actor.
I get them mixed up sometimes.
The adult male
My
actor.
bad. I apologize.
John Lithgow is still looking forward to playing Professor Dumbledore, despite just learning about the controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling.
Who cares?
Yeah,
J.K.
come
Rowling.
on.
Shouldn't like gay people. Shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to bring up any John Lithgow news that we have. Now that I know she plays on your daughter's volleyball team.
Oh.
I feel like the best way to, it's hard. If you're gay, but you love Harry Potter, you're going to be like, I will not support, but I love Harry Potter.
so
You're like,
good.
I don't know.
I think she's more against trans than gay, right? I think
well,
that was the
whatever
whole
it was.
thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Against a bunch of crazy
Well,
stuff.
I think I got to be honest with you. I think a lot of gay people are upset that trans is in on their stuff. Like everybody kind of groups it together. They're like, that's not us.
It's like when you call Puerto Ricans Cubans.
Right, yeah.
They get really mad at that.
Yeah, but they're like, we didn't. That's not us.
Yeah,
We're
you're
not
like,
doing
don't
that.
call me Mexican. I'm not Mexican.
Yeah.
They're like, you're all kind of Mexican.
This is pretty interesting. George Lucas finally came out and said why Yoda speaks backwards. Does anybody know? We're all Star Wars fans. Why does Yoda speak backwards?
Oh, I just assumed it was from his land of whatever Grogu
Think that?
language
Yeah.
it is.
He says, George Lucas says he wanted people to focus on what he was saying. And he says, if you speak regular English, people don't listen very much.
I can see that.
Kind of put some words backwards and do that thing. And then people are like, wait, what is he?
Makes it stick out more.
Right. Yeah,
I
exactly.
understand that.
Here is Weird Friends. Rosie O'Donnell says she talks to this person on the phone about 2 or 3 times a week for the past 3 years. Any guess on who it is? Rosie O'Donnell is talking to this person. Another person was just recently in the news for something. Who do you think it is? Who do you think she is talking to on the phone 2 to 3 times a week?
Like an actor or a comic? Or
It's not an actor. It's a person of note. It's somebody who's famous for something that is not entertainment or anything like that.
She talks to...
And they were this person. I'll give you a little hint. This person and his brother were just recently in the news again.
Brother.
Yeah.
First, I was going to say Kamala Harris.
No.
I saw a thing yesterday where Stephen Dorff, you know him,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actor,
sure.
was out to lunch with Shirley MacLaine. And I go, how does that happen?
Right.
Who does Rosie O'Donnell talk to? Somebody and his brother. Were in
By the way,
news.
definitely not Kamala Harris because nobody talks to her. Like, where did
Yeah,
she?
she's gone.
She's gone.
Oh,
Did they-
yeah.
I think they shot her
Erased.
into space.
Erased.
Rosie O'Donnell talks to, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Lyle Menendez.
Oh, I did. I read that.
On
Yeah,
the
yeah,
phone.
yeah.
She said she talked to him on the phone about 2 or 3 times a week.
All right.
O'Donnell first began speaking to Menendez in 2022 after watching the documentary about him and his brother murdering their parents.
Now she's got to take a collect call from the United States to Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird.
I have my office in my house. It's right outside my bedroom. It's a nice sized room. I got a desk in there, a TV. My 2 dog crates are in there. And it's become like storage since I built the studio because I don't really go in there to do anything anymore. I come in here to do it all. So it's like an empty, it's like a full room of, so I went in there and I started to grab stuff to see what I could throw out and clear out the room. First thing I pick up is a book, a children's book written by Rosie O'Donnell, signed by Rosie O'Donnell. And I go, what do? Do I throw it out? I can't just throw it out,
Do you know
right?
anybody that's a Rosie O'Donnell fan?
No.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing. It's like, who wants it? I'm not going to throw it out, but who wants it?
Probably a lot of people.
Now I'm going to get a bunch of emails. I'll
Yeah.
take your Rosie O'Donnell book. Yeah, I know. I just did. So I just put it down and I walked out of the room.
Dude,
I was
you
like,
could
"Man."
have the craziest yard sale.
Dude,
if you
I
just
don't even
went
know.
through-
Do it on eBay.
No, I'm not
Somebody
looking to
out
make money
there,
off it.
somebody out there is excited to get a signed Rosie
I
O'Donnell.
would,
100%.
I would want to give it to that person.
By the way, real quick, Carmen,
What?
you got
What?
it?
What do you got?
Yes. Are you ready?
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Presented to you by Farrah & Farrah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarrahandFarrah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
mood. This hour's keyword is mood. MOOD. Head over to the 1025 The Bone app now and enter the word mood.
Mood.
Before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours.
I might even throw in a Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not doing that.
You should start doing that.
Yes.
You should give tickets to Rockville to see, whoever, and then also you get your choice of 1 of 5 items from Mike's garage.
Do you know, Ian, do you know Darren Kearns? He used to be the equipment guy for the Bucks.
I've met him.
Yeah. He was the equipment guy of the Bucks all the way up till the Super Bowl year.
Okay.
Gruden came in and cleaned house.
He does that.
Good guy, and I've been friends with him all these years. A couple of weeks ago, I get a package in the mail, and I open it up, and it is a bunch of Yankee stuff. And his buddy is the equipment manager that handles the Yankees and also the New York Jets. So I go in my office, and there's like 5 3X New York Jets jerseys there. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with any of this stuff.
Is one signed by Rosie O'Donnell?
No, I don't even know what to do. Like, I have too much stuff that I can't throw out. That's my problem.
Did you tell him that you're a Rays fan?
No, I'm not Rays.
I mean, you seem to be a Rays fan.
Raise up.
Are you saying race?
Rays.
Oh, no, I'm definitely not a Rays fan.
I'm aware.
I drove by the Tropicana Field the other day, and I said to Pete, I go, it's the irony that they didn't give me a jersey and now they lost their roof. It's just so wonderful to me.
Right?
It's so wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah, like they wanted to be a dick to me, and I was like, I shall take away your stadium. Yeah,
I've dealt with them quite a bit.
Yeah,
they don't ever do things right. They just don't.
They don't do things right. Like I met with. This is gonna sound like I'm just trying to throw a bunch of names out there, but I ate with George Steinbrenner one time, and he at the time I was at QIK AM, the sports station, which couldn't get out of the parking lot. It was terrible, but the Rays couldn't get anybody in the stadium either. So what they did was they got a bunch of tickets in the outfield for the Rays game, and they would put the people, they would give them away, the tickets, and then they would put their staff in there, and they created a team called the Crazies. And it was a fan team. They had the drums and the whole thing, and it grew, and they started growing and growing, and then the Rays called and said, no more Crazies. People are complaining about the drum, and we don't like it, and we were like, you actually have something that's catching on, and people are going, and they're actually sitting in that section, and they killed it. And Steinbrenner was like, do you know that I walk through the bathrooms of the bleacher section to make sure that they're clean? And do you know that I make sure that the concession stand in the bleacher section is the way, because those are the diehard fans that are sitting in the bleachers, the ones that can't afford every game, but they'll go as. And he was like, that's the most important thing to me. I go, yeah, well, they don't understand that.
The Rays are also in the same city as the Lightning.
Yeah,
to just give everything away.
Yeah, but also seem to appreciate the fans.
Way more.
Yeah,
way
more.
Wow,
I'm not trying to start that whole battle up again. I just it's just weird. But driving by and seeing that stadium without that roof is just, it's devastating.
In a way, I think it's the best thing that ever happened to them.
Sure, because they're seeing what it's like to play in a full stadium for a year. They're getting a little bit of first class treatment and experience for those players.
They like to say, woe was me. They like to say, woe was me.
Yeah. Well,
I feel worse for all the businesses around the Trop that are losing a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like your Fergs and all those places that were,
Like you open your business relying on that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get all the afterflow. We're going to get this. People are going to come because of the Rays, because the stadium's right there. And then the stadium's gone. And it's like, oh, boy.
Especially Fergs, because Fergs was one of the first ones there. And Fergs has not only... They didn't sit back and rest on what they have. They keep growing. They keep redoing the place. They build the outdoor stage. They're building up their area. They're doing concerts there. I mean, they're the people that work with the neighborhood. You know what I mean? They're trying to keep it going.
I don't know if they can survive.
I don't know. I mean, look, that is a pretty popular end of downtown.
But I mean, how many baseball games are there?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money before, after.
And
It's a lot of
it's literally free advertisement because it has so many eyes on your spot. Because where we go, we'll meet at Ferg's, and then we'll go, or we're going afterwards or whatever, or even just watching the game and you're nearby. Yeah,
I don't think I ever went to a Rays game where I didn't start at Ferg's.
Well, name another place to go.
Because you have an
Before I
alcohol
went over.
problem.
Well, name another place to go to. Everybody says Ferg's. I can't even think of another name.
No, because it's so close and it's right there, and usually good food and
They were
everything.
the
just
first
makes
ones.
sense.
They were the first. Ferg's good people too.
Yeah.
We broadcast live from the World Series from there when it happened. Yeah, when we were on an afternoon.
First ever punch out.
That's
At
right.
Ferg's.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 That's right.
Tied in with the Pacquiao Mayweather fight.
Was that when Nervous Jared got punched in the gut?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
The kidney
The
shot.
liver punch.
I missed the punch out so
Oh,
much.
so do I,
It's the
man.
best ever.
So good.
I loved it. Finally, in news, it's no secret that artists don't always write their own songs, but it might surprise you that some popular hits were written by other popular artists
Okay.
for that artist. Some of the different ones, Forget You by CeeLo Green was written by who?
Pharrell.
No.
I do know this. Not Pharrell. I know this.
It was written.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruno Mars. Irreplaceable by Beyonce, which I don't know that song. I'm not familiar with it, but okay. Irreplaceable.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it.
Nailed it.
Irreplaceable by Beyonce was written by, any guesses?
Rihanna.
No.
Irreplaceable.
It's a male artist.
Michael Bolton.
No.
John Legend.
Neo.
Oh.
It's written by Neo.
Neo writes a lot of stuff.
What about Get the Party Started by Pink? When I say this, you're going to go, oh, yeah, of course.
Is it Diane Warren?
No, but
Oh.
you're so close. The other lady who writes for everybody.
I don't know.
Linda Perry from
Linda
Four
Perry,
Non Blonde. Yeah. Little Things by One Direction was written by
Little Thing. I don't know that song.
very popular artist.
Guy or girl?
Guy.
Guy.
We're going to go Bruno Mars again.
No, not Bruno Mars. White, redhead, English.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Yeah. Breakaway, sung by Kelly Clarkson, was written by
We go Diane Warren on that one.
no,
Ah, damn it.
another artist that is actually, I think, coming to town soon.
Oh,
Or just came to town. I know we had tickets for quite a while.
Baby Metal.
Avril Lavigne.
Oh,
Avril Lavigne,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
I remember Since You've Been Gone's was not written by Kelly Clarkson.
No,
too.
she didn't write any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had her first album or whatever it was, and then I think she wrote a bunch of songs, and they were like, "You sing, we're writing the hit song, we'll write hits." But I guess she did have a lot of hits off of the ones that she wrote.
Man, she looks so great right now.
Oh, she looks, yeah. I mean,
Tight.
because she got really sausage.
Yeah.
She was. I mean,
Oh my.
She got pig nosed.
She blew up.
She
Yeah.
got porky.
Yeah. Shit, and then her was a hockey player she was married to.
yeah.
And he
Oh,
tried
really?
he tried to sue her and keep the house, and she's like,
No,
no.
I
he
thought
did
it was
get the
her
house.
I thought it was her manager, not a hockey
Oh,
player.
was it? Oh.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
her
that's right.
manager.
Oh,
Kelly, the other one.
What's her face? American Idol is the
Carrie
hockey.
Underwood.
She
Carrie
was married to
Underwood's
a hockey
hockey
player.
Yeah, she was too fat for a
Yeah.
hockey player.
No, but she wasn't back then. You go back and look at her audition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
She's getting back there.
not only Kelly Clarkson keep the house because she has better lawyers, but then she got super hot again.
Yeah.
They just give her a TV show. They're like, host a TV show.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's
They-
good. And it does great.
The housewives love her.
But yeah, they saw her on The Voice, and they were like, "Oh, she could be funny."
Yeah.
you know, so
Even
you
though
ever
she's
have-
fat now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Well, people will relate.
Yeah. But
People
now,
are at home in the middle of the day.
now
I'll have
the,
you know, fat and funny works.
the divorce, she tighten it up.
You may know this one, "Manic Monday" by the Bangles was written by.
Prince.
You better believe it. Yeah, Prince. Let's see. This one, "Bleeding Love" by Leona Lewis. I'm not familiar. Anybody familiar with that?
No.
It was written by Jesse McCartney and One Republic singer Ryan Tedder. "Can You Handle It" by Usher was written by who?
Pharrell.
No. Another singer, another guy.
Justin Bieber.
No. White dude, son of a famous actor.
Oh, Thick.
Yep, Robin Thicke. Robin Thicke. And then finally, "You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home" by Miley Cyrus was written by
Dolly Parton.
no.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
No, she did start country. She's not really
straight.
country anymore.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift
Oh.
and Boys Like Girls singer Martin Johnson.
I think to me, being a songwriter would be my favorite, would be my choice. Just sit down, belt a couple of tunes out, let other people make them super hits, and you just collect all that money. That's all I would want to do.
It's interesting, though, because there's a lot of people, and Ed Sheeran said this, that he goes, everybody tries to write a song for Rihanna. He goes, everyone tries to write a song for Rihanna. And he goes, I've had stuff, whatever, and it didn't work for her, or wasn't something, whatever. And he goes, and then it became a hit for me. But it's also different people make it sound different and stuff. Do you know, we talked about Mike Campbell. Mike Campbell wrote Boys of Summer for Don Henley.
Yeah,
he wrote it
for Petty.
Tom Petty said, no, I don't think that's for me, whatever. So he played it for Don Henley. He goes, Don Henley listened through the whole song, had his head down, and he was like, "It's great, I'll take it." And like started writing lyrics for it and stuff. But it's so weird that you have songs that could be a hit for you, and you're like, "Here, you take this."
Also, I don't think I could write a song. I feel like I'm too literal. Like all my words would be like, then she looked at me and I looked at her and I said to you, you said to me. Like I don't think I could write in
but also
phrases.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different. I mean, because like, are you writing the lyrics? Are you writing the melody? Are you writing? What are you doing? Because
how Elton John and Bernie Taupin do it in two different rooms without hearing the other one is amazing. And who wrote Benny and the Jets and was like, right here, no.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
But also, like Michael Jackson, they said Michael Jackson used to just sing the parts.
Yeah, because he couldn't play an instrument.
Right, so he would sing,
it,
I want you to play this on guitar, and he'd sing it, or he goes, I want you to do this, the keyboard should be doing this, whatever, and do all that stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's like math in their head.
Yes.
Because
they're very autistic.
I've watched hip-hop artists just sit there and literally just spit something out.
Yep.
So there's got to be an equation mathematically in their head that they go to.
There's definitely people who have the proclivity to do that 100%. Over other people.
One of the most interesting things on one of the Michael Jackson songs, they were trying to find a sound for a snare drum or for a hit, this, that, and they brought in all these different snare drums and they were doing this, all these different things. And Michael Jackson was like, no, that's not it. So they were going to get more snares. A snare fell and hit one of the road cases. He goes, that's it. He goes, record that. That's what I want. And that's the sound.
That's
funny. Like, what's her name? Billie Eilish, her brother who does all the different stuff. Phineas, they were over in Europe. And when you're crossing the road, there's a thing that goes, and it goes, and that's in Bad Guy. That's like the hi-hat thing. They just recorded that.
That's funny.
Yeah, so weird. Well, there you go. That is it for news.
All right, thank you. We'll take a break. When we come back, Ian Beckles is here with us, and we got to talk a little bit more about the Shador Sanders thing and then the draft and the whole deal.
And the giant 6'5", 464-pound Watson.
Yeah. Oh, all right. We'll get into all that when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Ian, you're not going to the 5K, are you?
I was going to go on everything. I'm heading to Puerto Rico.
Me too. I'm going to go with you. You mind if I come with you?
Come on, man.
What are you doing in Puerto Rico? I like Puerto Rico.
Let's bring Tom.
It's what?
Bring Tom to Puerto Rico.
Tom?
He come in handy.
No.
Tom comes in handy.
Tom definitely comes in handy.
He does.
What are you doing in Puerto Rico? Are you just going down there to go?
Yeah, I just needed to get away.
Yeah, it's an easy trip.
I had some friends at the cafe. They were like, I'm going to Puerto Rico. I said, let me come.
Yeah.
And they're doing all the
forced yourself into their vacation?
They asked me.
You like, let me come with you.
My thing is, and we're probably very similar. I need an organizer with me. Like, I'm not the organizer.
Yeah, that's
so
the truth.
This guy's the organizer, and we're going here. It costs this much. Gorgeous.
You going with, I need to know. Is a guy and a girl?
A father and his son.
All right.
Yeah.
So you going, all right.
Yeah.
I like my dad.
Mike says, all right.
Well, I'm trying to put myself in different positions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do I want to go
with the father and son?
If I'm going to Puerto Rico, it's not going to be with my dad. I'd go like to Italy with my dad.
Okay.
I don't know. I have only gone to the Ritz-Carlton in Puerto Rico and stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go there and you don't leave the residence.
Yep.
There's a casino there. There's restaurants there. There's like 3 different restaurants. You can go to a different restaurant every night, and you don't leave that because it's very close to the airport, and also doesn't seem like the best neighborhood in the world.
I mean, you can say that about every country.
100%.
Like like people say
Tampa. Same
people
way.
from here, they're like, "Well, you got to watch out. It's dangerous." And I go, "You ever been to Chicago?"
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not any more dangerous.
I would rather be in Puerto Rico than Chicago.
If you walk around in Chicago, with money hanging out of your pocket, acting an ass,
gonna get robbed.
You're gonna get got.
Yeah.
Same as their country.
And also in Chicago, literally nice left turn, terrible,
Right.
terrible.
Same thing. I lived in Miami. I lived in Miami Lakes, high end Shula Steakhouse, really nice. Go 2 blocks away, you're in Hialeah. Yeah.
I stayed in Chicago with some basketball players in junior college, and they were just pointing to places I'm not allowed to go. It's right outside the Caprini Greens. They've been there, and I go, stop pointing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm good.
Puerto Rico, also the Ritz-Carlton right across the street. Huge thing. It says cockfighting on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Twice I tried to go. Both times I was in off season. I don't want to see animals destroy each other, but I feel like I do have to see cockfighting.
I think I would watch it.
You have to see it.
I would watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I never made it. Every time I went, it was closed down. So good food.
Unbelievable.
In Puerto Rico.
Mofongo.
Yeah. When are you leaving?
Thursday.
Good for you.
So I won't be here next week.
All right. I understand. Where were you on draft day?
Where was I on draft day? I was actually at the Lightning game.
No.
Myself.
When it was.
I was at home, waiting for the phone call, and I would love to comment on that guy that pranked Shador because I have not heard anything less funny. I think that's the least funny thing I've ever heard on the guy's day of his dream.
Yes.
You're good. A spoiled
he brought it upon
brat
himself. He
kid.
brought it on himself.
No, I disagree.
He
Hold
brought
on.
it on himself.
In the
showing
same,
his watch.
I was listening. I listen every day, and I love you guys to death.
But
in the same breath that you said he's a kid, you crucified Shador for being a kid. All he's doing is just flashing his watch. They're both the same age.
Yeah, but there's two different things. There's one is a display of arrogance, and the other one.
Whoa, watch out now. You calling somebody on their draft day is not a display of arrogance?
Yes, that is a it is a prank.
Yeah, but that's not a funny prank.
It is.
It's
not
to me.
People are involved.
That kid's a dick. Because
I agree.
Because you see all these kids and some of these stories, like it's their moment, their family's going nuts. They've been working there their whole life, and you just really just robbed him of that moment. Whether you think he's a pompous ass or not.
I feel like he deserves that.
There are people that are like scumbags and do horrible things, have like legit off the field issues, whether they've been arrested in DUIs.
Doesn't matter. This is individual incidents.
This kid, Shador Sanders,
built a box in his house so that he could sit in his box and watch him get picked to be a multimillionaire on TV, and nobody called him for 3 days.
Can we agree that they're both idiots?
Yes.
But Sanders doesn't deserve that.
Yes.
He doesn't deserve to lose his moment because of that.
Right. I agree.
I definitely think that brings it. No, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
That kid had access to every phone number. Why didn't they call anybody else?
Because it was the story.
This is the biggest story.
Yeah.
Of course it was. Of course it was. But the thing is that nobody else. They didn't do it to anybody else. They did it to the one person who.
It wouldn't be a great story. He's the only guy waiting. Nobody else was waiting.
I feel like he deserves his moment as much as any other kid. I love seeing the stories and their family go nuts. They're going nuts. I love that.
It didn't bug you when he finally got the call from the Browns and he was like, all right, yeah, thank you, legendary. Oh God, that makes me nauseous.
Yeah, but you just don't like the Sanders.
No, I do. I like Dion. I know Dion personally a little bit. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I've hung out with him. I spent time with him. It's so funny. I watched Dion say the other day in a podcast that he's never masturbated.
I heard that too.
You heard that, right? Okay.
It's impossible.
So I'm sitting in the backseat of a limousine with Dion one time. We're outside of 2001, and Dion said that he was hoping to get a little neck up or an old fashioned.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm 22 at the time, and I go, I get old fashioned.
Yeah.
I go, what's a neck up? And he goes, what's above your head? Oh, what's above your neck? God damn it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So I figured it out. But Dion was talking about I have to get me an old fashioned, like he's been old fashioned doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been talking about it. Like I know he meant somebody else, but he was familiar with the situation.
I think it's physically impossible to go through your life without pleasing yourself. I don't think it's
especially as a teenage boy.
You have to.
Yeah,
you're investigating that. I remember the first time I did it. It was an accident. Like I swear to God, I didn't know what I was doing.
Same. I didn't know how it ended.
I was like, whoa,
I didn't know the end. I didn't know the ending.
And I haven't stopped since.
Right. Hey, good luck in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I don't watch college football. I don't dislike Shador Sanders as a player. I only know him as that arrogant douchebag I see on TV. And to me, those are the things that bad things should happen to. Those people, like the fact that he didn't get picked, I thought was great. The fact that he built a box to sit in and they didn't even get to use the box. The fact that this kid's calling himself legendary and he didn't do anything legendary. The most legendary thing he did was be born to Deion Sanders.
Basically, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I just don't believe that a kid deserves to have their moment like that destroyed. Even because I said there are some kids that actually have off the field issues, have done horrible things that are getting drafted as well.
Like I didn't say he shouldn't get drafted. I didn't say he shouldn't be able to play in the NFL.
He doesn't have any.
He
doesn't have any off the field issues. He's just super cocky and Deion Sanders' son on the field,
and he got
which makes you a target.
And that brought it upon himself.
Way.
It's part of being a public figure. I have one of the things that I give up on being a public figure is that I got to give up some of my rights and my privacy and things to get talk about. It's what you put yourself out there.
So because I don't like his attitude, his lifelong dream should be destroyed.
No, it wasn't destroyed. It was disrupted.
He legit thought he was going to the Saints. His family's around him.
That's not destroyed. He still made it to another team.
Totally destroyed.
He still got drafted.
The fact that he fell in the draft and then that is in literally the definition of an insult to injury.
That is everybody's showing you all the signs of the world are pointing to you that you are a douchebag.
But even the Falcons coach son,
Please don't read that apology to me and tell me you think that came from that kid.
Oh, no. But I'm saying they made him, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. They made him put it in there. I'm sorry I took away from your moment. Sure. It was selfish and childish.
Yeah, that's a whole PR
because
campaign.
That's what everyone is saying. Like, you ruined this guy's day by doing this.
Like, it's so hard to get to the NFL. So crazy hard. Then just to have that just taken away is is a dick move.
Before last week, I remember saying at Dignitary, I go, has anybody ever noticed they're only talking about Shador? Like, all the rumors were coming to Shador, okay? And you're right when you say it's because his dad's Deion Sanders. Yeah. That's the only reason. You know why he fell? Because his dad is Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
But not for his play.
But here's the thing. Let me just ask you. I agree with you.
Okay.
But it's not because I don't even think it's so much because of his fact as Deion Sanders, but that Deion has said so many bad things that he wouldn't let his kid go to the Cleveland Browns.
Correct.
He would tell him he could not play for certain teams. And then that kind of involvement is when you go, we don't need to deal with this guy. We don't need to have. We're not drafting him too.
Well, the thing is, if you have baggage, and some people do, I think in ways people piled on him because I've seen a lot of athletes be cocky and not get abused like that. But once again, their dad's not Deion.
Right.
I watched Johnny Manziel doing this, and nobody crucified him.
But
for
he
it.
did. But he did.
Nobody crucified him for it. Though.
Johnny Manziel with the whole money Manziel thing, he came across as so arrogant, and when he fell, everybody goes, "Good, that's what happens."
Yeah, but nobody crucified him before the draft.
Yeah, no, Manziel was the #1 pick,
right,
and the Heisman Trophy winner,
right. But as he started sliding, everybody goes,
Baker Mayfield was the same way. Like, coming out of college,
Correct.
he was super cocky. Everybody said his attitude, his bravado, and that's
don't dare
part of
bring
the
Baker
and
Mayfield.
And he was, you know what? Baker Mayfield was a cocky SOB out of college,
grabbing his crotch in the middle of the field.
He is matured.
Yeah.
Tenfold.
Yeah.
That's why everybody hated Baker out of the draft, because of the way he carried himself and the attitude, the same type of stuff that Shador's basically doing, except his dad wasn't Deion Sanders.
By the way, this kid does this prank phone call to anybody else, and it's still this kid's an idiot.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that it's the Sanders makes it a huge story.
Yeah.
It makes it so big that he fell, and then this happened and everything else. But if this kid does this to anyone else, you're like, that's a jackass move.
Forget the prank phone call. Why did he fall so far in the draft?
Because things his father said beforehand. And when you're great, okay, people will deal with it. I don't think he's great. When you put his film on, his film is not great for an NFL quarterback. It's great for college. Now, if you're going to draft him,
it's great for the college and the division that he was in.
Okay, but I disagree with you saying the SEC. I think he's better than a majority of SEC quarterbacks. I really do believe that. Now, here's the issue, okay? If you're great, we're going to deal with your baggage. If you're a third rounder, now I got to deal with your father.
Yeah.
And now he becomes this person. Now watch me closely. He becomes Tim Tebow. Watch. You can't have Tim Tebow backing up, because if your quarterback throws a couple of bad passes, people are going to want that guy.
Right.
So if you're a backup and you're not that great, you don't want polarizing guys backing up.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't. Everybody's like, I don't want to deal with it.
It is more. Think of how much you don't want to do it. If you're the New York Giants and you have an opportunity, you have Jameis Winston as your quarterback right now. you have an opportunity to get a guy that has wanted to come to your team and had talked about it, and you pass on him and you take Dart, and you just pick another quarterback right beyond him. I mean, that said so much. Now that all the other teams are like, oh no,
I don't think Jameis Winston is a Giants quarterback. I think right now he's penciled as a starter.
Right.
Anybody could overthrow him.
Sure.
And what I listened to what you said about his interview with Dabo. Okay, and I've met Dabo, real cool dude.
Right.
What you're saying about Shador, I wouldn't have picked either. If you're sitting in an interview with headphones with the music on, and I'm not picking you. I'm just not. Remember when Ryan Leaf?
Let me just tell you, I can't wait. I can't wait to see my son today and give him that. I want him to read that. I want him to read that to know about everything. That's not just about sports at all.
You're going for a job interview where a company's going to pay you, tens of millions of dollars
up with headphones on your neck, playing music and an entourage,
and they're going to build their entire marketing around you. Everything. It's a big thing.
And you have to. A quarterback has to stand in front of 10 maniacs and look them in the face, and they have to believe that person, okay?
Veterans, too.
Remember Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning came out in the same year?
Yeah.
I remember saying, I think Ryan Leaf's going to be better because I think he has better tools, blah, blah, blah. I was wrong, no doubt. When they got drafted, all right, Ryan Leaf went to Las Vegas, and I was there, and I saw him with his big zoot suit on and his big gold medallion necklace, and I looked at him, I go, I don't know if that's going to work. You know what Peyton Manning did? He emailed or faxed the team, said, send me the playbook. And they said, by the mini camp, he knew the playbook. You see the difference?
Yeah.
See, now, when you walk in a meeting with headphones and it's on, I'm out.
Did you see Did you see the interaction between Cam Ward and Shador that came out this weekend?
I did not.
The two of them are on the field, and they're throwing balls, and Shador says, we should do a song together. And he goes, no, I don't do a song. And he goes, yeah, come on. He goes, we get together, we'll do a song, and we'll put it out together. And he's like, no, man. He's like, I don't do songs. He goes, you don't have any hobbies or anything? He goes, no, I play football. This is what I do. I play football. Yeah.
It's a great, and people don't realize that. And while I was playing, people said, well, did you get ready for life after football? And I said, then I'd be taking away from football.
Right.
So all these people that are getting ready for life after football, you ain't in it.
Yeah.
It's all of it, bro.
Cam Ward said, when you Google my name, I wanted to say Cam Ward, football player.
That's it.
Right.
Not rapper, not entrepreneur, not anything else, football player.
The fact that this kid keeps saying legendary and has done nothing legendary bothers me. I'm sorry.
That's his clothing line that he's trying to start.
I know, but it has no. It's like we were just saying. Be a football player first.
Yeah, but all these kids, they want to start their brands. That's what he's doing.
That's our fault, though. That is our
my stupid kid has a brand
fault.
too. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, but it's and I think that the way social media is now, that generation, that's what they're like. Social media is what's pumping all this stuff up.
Well, it
you know
comes
what I mean?
across as arrogant
And
to us old people.
You're talking about like he's not a big deal. You're wrong. He is a big deal.
Oh, Shador?
Everybody
I
in
think he's
America
a
is
big
talking
deal.
about him today.
Yeah.
That makes him a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes you a big deal.
Yeah.
It really
listen,
does.
I think the kid has potential to do something. Yes. But I don't think without his father that potential is there at all. And if you're relying on, if your whole thing is based on who your father is, that's embarrassing to start out with. You want to come out above that.
You know who knows if he's going to be successful or not? Nobody.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
He thinks he's going to be successful. Dion does. Maybe, the team that nobody knows. If he was definitely going to be successful, he would have been the first pick.
Bring me back to this. What happens with you when you were in college?
I was a fifth rounder.
Right.
But
I mean, did you think that you were going to go earlier or hope you really didn't know?
Absolutely no idea.
So there was a part of you that thought I could get a call on the first day?
No, I knew I wasn't going first round.
Well, I'm just saying. You didn't know what was happening.
The draft was nothing what it is today.
No, but there was 12 rounds, though,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
So I've had a scout come in. This Raider scout came out of a room, and he goes, what's your name? I said, Ian Beckles. He looks at me, he goes, you can play, son. And I go, thank you. I shake his hand. He goes, how tall are you? I go, 6'2". He looks at me, goes, you're 6'1". And I go, okay. And I go, so is that a big deal? He goes, if you're a 6'5", you'd be a first rounder. You're that good. And I go, what happens if you're 6'5"? He goes, you're a middle rounder.
Wow.
That's real. That's reality.
Yeah.
If I was 6'7", well, I wouldn't be here. I'd be so rich. I'd be so rich.
It bothers me that we wouldn't be friends. If
No,
we
we
were
would
rich.
be friends still. Like George Hageman, my year in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
and I was making less than $1 million at that time. I remember reading the paper. George Hageman signed 3 years, $7.5 million. I'm thinking, where's it gonna go?
Yeah.
They gave him my position. Then I beat him out, and I was making 1/3 of what he was making. So I was never given anything. I had to fight for everything I've ever got because I was short.
Yeah.
And that's facts.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like these NFL scouting teams, they break down. They've probably watched every pass Shador Sanders has ever thrown since he was 15 years old. Like they know everything about you.
So how does that go for you in the in whatever round? Somebody did you have an agent or did
I had
somebody?
an agent.
So did they reach out to the agent? Did they call you?
Well,
Did
they hit you right up. I was actually fishing at the time, and I got back home, and one of my roommates said the Buccaneers had called, and I called. It was Jill Hobbs, and
you went fishing on a time when you could be getting called to go play in the NFL.
Well, my agent told me the NFL the draft was over. It wasn't on television,
right?
So I was like, all right. I went fishing, caught a bunch of bass, came home, and the Buccaneers had called. I got to talk to very dry Ray Perkins. Very, very dry.
And Ray Perkins. Oh,
did they do the weird interview questions and stuff back then? Was that a thing at the time?
That was a fifth rounder. They didn't.
Yeah.
No, I mean the teams.
Yeah.
I've never talked to anybody from the Buccaneers or nothing.
Yeah, because they say now they'll sit you down and ask you all kinds of weird questions and these
but
interviews.
I think that's the upper echelon.
Is it the
guys.
top guys?
Yeah, not the peons like me.
I'd love to get one of those tests where we answer the questions.
Oh, the Wonderlic?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I did the Wonderlic a few times, and I actually got a very, very high score once, and I had people cheating off me at the combine.
It seems like it's a relatively simple test.
The first 30 questions, nobody in this room is going to struggle.
Right.
And the last 20, I mean, you'll probably all get about, probably close to what I got, I think.
Yeah.
It's not, if you're a little bit intelligent, it's not that hard. Use common sense.
It's just a show who the idiots are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like though if you can play, it doesn't matter.
Well,
like if you're one of these generational talent guys, none of it matters.
Shador is an idiot.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Shador is an idiot.
No, it can't be.
Shador said,
if you're the starting quarterback on a Division I team, you cannot be an idiot. It's impossible.
Shador said that he wanted to talk to the elephant in the room, and then he said that he knows that many people deceive him as being a certain way instead of perceive him. Shador's an idiot. Shador's an idiot. I watch interviews and he goes, I know I'm deceived as a certain kind of person, but you're perceived, you moron.
You know what makes him an idiot for me?
What?
I mean,
saying legendary every 5 seconds?
And I guess social media does it, but the NFL, they don't love me. You see what I'm saying? They love us. Most professional sports, when you hear somebody you want on your team, it's like we, us.
Yeah.
And when it's me, like who told you to do it? Like his dad's Deion Sanders. He did me better than anybody in the history of me. So maybe that's the problem.
But Deion was almost like comical about it.
But he was also a professional two-sport athlete.
Who talked
very
more
good at
trash?
both.
That's true.
Who talked more trash and backed it up immediately?
Right. Yeah.
But he backed it up.
I know.
That's like Floyd Mayweather. People that used to get mad at Floyd Mayweather, I go, yes, but he's the greatest boxer. I go, if it was just some guy that's getting knocked out in the third round of every fight, whatever.
Like Conor McGregor.
Right, but it's a completely, exactly.
Conor McGregor has made a career out of talking
But
smack.
there was a time where he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was all right for a little
there
while.
was a time where he was fantastic.
It was a short window
I'm
where
not
he was
a
all
fan of
right.
his
It was a
at
short
all.
window that he was a two-title holder.
Right, but then he spent the rest of his career getting beat by everybody, but talking so much crap that he's one of the highest paid fighters.
At the time, nobody else had done that in the UFC.
Right.
Hold two titles at
Yeah,
once.
so that was a big deal. And he was on his come up, and then he had that. So there was that window, whatever, but then he still is riding on that, and it's like, hey, guy, it's over.
Yeah.
You know
but I mean, we all like to watch him because he talks so much crap.
Well, you I can't stand the guy personally.
But
to me,
him and Floyd Mayweather together in the press conferences was better than anything they could have ever
well,
done.
I said there's no better matchup in the history of fighting than Floyd Mayweather and McGregor because they're both polarizing.
Yeah.
You have to love and hate both of them. You have to.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, if you want, I have some examples for the Wonderlic test.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
If you want me to ask you some of the different ones. This is a math one to start out with. If you want a little pen and paper, you can have it, whatever. But which of the following is the smallest number?
Okay.
5/8, 0.625, 2.5, 1/3, or 1.75? Which of the following is the smallest number?
Smallest number.
Smallest number.
Point oh something you said.
Yeah, 0.0625.
0.625?
Yeah.
Does everybody say that?
Yes.
No, 1/3.
Joe is correct. 1/3. 1/3 is the smallest number. Joe, you're in the NFL.
Really?
All right.
I don't think I
There's
get it.
1 out of 3.
All
That's
right.
what I'm saying. How's that?
And that's a half.
It's 1/3.
I don't think I
it takes. Listen to this. It takes one. You don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
I mean,
Listen,
sorry, you're not in the NFL, guy.
I deceived that to be correct, and now clearly I'm an idiot.
It takes one person 6 hours to load a truck, while another person can complete the task in 1/4 of the time.
Oh, I hate these.
How many hours will it take both of them to load the truck while working together?
That's too much.
So
3.
it takes 6 hours for one person to load the truck, while the other person can complete that task in 1/4 the time. How many hours? Hang on while I close that. How many hours will it take both of them to load a truck while working together?
3.
I'm gonna say 3.
Do you? Well, I have multiple choice for you.
I too will say 3.
5/6 of an hour, 1 hour, 1 1/5 hour, or 1.5 hours.
1.5.
At first, I thought it was a trick question. It's like they don't own the truck or something.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
What
do you
did
say?
you answer?
1.5, 1.5,
1.5.
1.5.
1.5, 1.5. Carmen,
1.5.
the correct answer is 1 1/5 hour.
Oh, come on. 1 1/5. Nobody knows how long.
All right, let's go. You want to go?
Over 2.
You want to go verbal? You want to go general
verbal,
knowledge?
verbal,
you want to go?
verbal.
Okay, verbal.
Oh no, general knowledge.
Yeah.
That's fair.
General knowledge practice. All right.
Let's keep math out of this.
Which of the following months has exactly 31 days? April, February, September, May, November.
November.
Any other guesses?
I don't even notice. I'm not a big calendar.
Which one of the following months has exactly 31 days? April, February, September, May, or November?
October.
I'm gonna change mine.
Did you hear me say October?
Can I change mine?
September.
Yes.
April.
You say April. You say September.
May.
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 The correct answer is D. May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the NFL.
April,
baby.
September, and November
You're
all
0
have
for 4.
exactly 30 days. February has 28 days or 29 every 4 years.
Dear Shador,
May is the
I'm
only
sorry
month.
for calling you an idiot.
Yeah.
You could
I've
not be
been
quarterback.
deceived. I've been deceived as an idiot over here.
This is legendary, right?
Well, give
here.
me more. Give me more. This is good.
What is the freezing point of water on the Fahrenheit scale?
All right, I'm out of this.
0 degrees, 32 degrees,
32.
100 degrees, or 212 degrees.
32.
Please wait until I finish.
Oh, sorry.
the answer.
I could answer.
Carmen, you're out of the NFL.
I know the
Wonderlic
answer.
these nuts.
Carmen says 32.
32.
32.
I don't
Everybody
know.
agrees
I'd
with
be-
Carmen?
Yeah.
Legendary.
Correct answer is B, 32.
Good job, Carmen.
Now I'm the owner.
I don't think that's right.
Oh,
I think I
okay.
just made the team.
Let's go to let's see. Oh, these are logical. These are some. Let's see.
The funny part, the owner doesn't have to take the Wonderlic. They're probably all dumb as a stump.
Yeah, but they're rich as bitches.
Yeah, no, but they probably all
Yeah.
got daddy money though. They didn't make that money.
Some Daniel
Very-
Snyder did.
Very few of them.
Yeah.
I saw a thing that very few billionaires earned that money. Daddy gave them that money. And I'm not. I'm
Mark
great
Cuban
for
earned it.
them. Indiana.
Yeah.
This is one of those logical practice questions. If the first two statements are true, is the final statement true? All construction workers wear helmets on site. All engineers wear helmets on site. Is it mandatory to wear helmets on site?
Yes.
Yes, no, or cannot say?
Cannot say.
Cannot say.
Yes.
Mike says yes.
No.
Ian says cannot say. Gio says no. Carmen says cannot say. Joe?
Cannot say.
Joe, Carmen, and Ian are in the NFL. Correct answer is cannot say.
If you don't know that you're supposed to wear a hard hat on a construction
They
site, you're a
didn't say they
moron.
have to. They said
Cannot
they
say.
do.
You're a moron.
Cannot say.
Can't tell.
Cannot say. You're wrong.
Because
No,
it's not a rule.
I know the rules at a construction site. You have to wear a helmet. My grandfather was in construction.
Cannot say. You're not in the NFL.
Yeah, you cannot be a Division One
You know,
quarterback.
You
to be honest with you,
fail.
I don't want to be in the NFL. I don't want to.
Oh,
If the first
okay.
two
Too much.
statements are true, is the final statement true? All frying pans are yellow. Few spatulas are black. A random set of a spatula and frying pan may be compromised of at least, or may be comprised of at least one color. A, yes. B, no. C, cannot say.
Yes.
You say yes.
Cannot say.
I don't think I understand.
No, you have
I don't know.
to. He said it already.
That was one of the answers, Mike.
Yeah. What was one of the answers?
Yes, no, or cannot say.
Right. I said yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carmen says
I don't know
cannot
why
say.
And I
you-
said
I
I
don't know why
cannot-
you're yelling at me.
Can
I
you?
said I cannot
I
say
can-
Again,
that.
I was just saying you
Can't
were
say
wrong.
that.
I was saying you were wrong.
No.
All frying pans are yellow.
Right.
Few spatulas are black. A random set of spatula and a frying pan may be comprised of at least one color.
Yes.
Yes.
Mike says yes.
That's
Joe
correct.
says yes.
Mhm.
Cannot say.
Cannot say.
Cannot
All
say,
frying
cannot say,
pans are
cannot say.
yellow.
The correct answer is yes.
Yeah. All frying pans are yellow. It has to have
Few.
at least one color.
That's your first answer correct. Okay, so calm it down.
Yeah, but that was the
Yeah.
first time I really paid attention to it.
Oh, my God.
Mike's the owner now.
Yeah.
Mike's
No.
the owner.
You're out.
no.
And I fire Carmen on my first day in.
Mike
got
is
two.
legendary.
You disputed all the other ones, but you're this one. This.
Yeah, you can have that.
I know what I'm
Frying
talking
pan.
about.
Do we want
I'm
to
surprised I
do?
didn't get the food one related.
We want to do verbal. Here is this one. Author is to chapter as blank is to prism. Geometry, pyramid, triangle, light, book.
Light.
Light.
Author is to.
Author is to chapter as blank is to prism. Geometry, pyramid, triangle, light, or book.
Pyramid.
Light.
Light.
Light, and you said author.
Light,
Carmen, you,
light.
oh, you say
Jason,
light.
Jason Light.
Light.
Mike Calta owns the whole NFL now.
What?
The correct answer is B, pyramid.
Anything else? Anything else you want to know? Wonderlic these nuts.
2 for
You think
6.
Shador's cocky?
Arrogant.
My bad.
Mediocre. Mediocre.
Which-
Not legendary. Hashtag mediocre.
Which three of the following have similar meanings? Illuminate, lighten, brighten, clarify, enlighten.
Illuminate and lighten.
Which three?
Which
The
three?
first three.
You say the first three?
Say them again.
Which three have
I gotta write it
following
down. Go ahead.
have similar meanings? A, illuminate, B, lighten, C, brighten, D, clarify, E, enlighten.
First three.
First three.
Yeah.
Last three.
First three.
Last 3.
First three.
Scumbags, you're out. It was the first three.
Oh, damn it.
First three.
Back as an owner.
part
You're a part
owner.
owner.
Yeah,
Part
you're
owner, part- okay.
minority.
Two below.
owner. Minority. You want to do one more?
Yes, one more final ownership.
I feel like we barely made the practice squad.
I don't even know if you guys are in the building.
Yeah.
Smartest guy in the NFL right now.
Let's see.
Ryan Fitzpatrick got perfect.
Yeah.
Did he get it really?
Perfect on his.
Yeah, well, he's Harvard, right?
Yeah.
It said Dion got 13, which is a low score.
I think Dan Marino got like 10. I've heard.
Doesn't matter if
I've
you
seen-
can
Doesn't
play.
matter. You're right.
Yeah.
Spin it.
All right, let's go with this one. The words benevolent and malevolent have blank meaning. A, similar, B, contradictory, or C, unrelated.
Contradictory.
Unrelated.
Contradictory.
Unrelated.
Unrelated.
Mike and Ian are in the NFL.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm 4 for 4 in the last 4.
Again.
But we did like 10 before that.
We did 2. That's not that crazy.
You're about 4 for 7, probably. So
I'll take
not
it.
bad. All right, was that the last one? Or you
I mean, yeah, one more. I mean,
I can do more. I can do more if you want to do
I
more.
don't want to be back in here.
They say the Wonderlic test is not even used anymore.
What
According
are
to
we
Google.
wasting our time for?
They've changed it to a different test, the S2 test.
All right, I'm gonna give you a. Oh Jesus! I'm gonna give you a interesting one here. This one's gonna be difficult
Do I
for
have
you.
to
So
write
if you
this
want to
one
grab a pen, yeah, you may have to.
All right.
What is the next number in the series? 1/3, 3/7, 7/15, 15/31, and then the next would be what? So 1/3, 3/7, 7/15, 15/31. What is the next number in the series?
31/63.
Hold on.
I mean, I can give you multiple choice, but
Yes,
Ian
please.
just took a guess. So,
Hold on. Just give me a second.
all right.
Don't do it yet.
31/63.
11:30 seconds.
Hold on.
9R.
True.
Carmen, I'm not giving a multiple choice because we already have answers, so you got to figure it out. 1/3, 3/7, 7/15, 15/31. What is the next number in the series? Jesus, Abacus, what are you doing
Got
over
it.
there?
3-8.
What's your answer, Carmen?
Hold on 1 second. 3163.
I got 3163 as well.
You said
No,
yes.
no, you didn't.
You said yes.
Cheater.
You're just cheating off of me at this point.
Joe,
because I'm a half
said,
owner.
Joe said 11:32.
I have 3163. Wrote it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already got it.
You wrote
You're
it
welcome.
down 5 minutes after Ian said it.
No, I'm saying I figured it out and I wrote it down.
No, it's 3163.
Yeah.
By the way, Ian is the owner now because
Yes.
you
That was
guys-
quick. That was quick.
That was
Took
quick.
too long on that.
Yeah.
I know my
surprising.
numbers.
That was surprising.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out the top number as quick as I could figure out the bottom number.
It just multiplied by 2 and add 1.
Yeah, I know, but it took me a second to do both times.
All right.
One more.
One more?
So much fun.
This is worth 10 points.
Okay, rearrange the following words to make a complete sentence. Which word should come just before stars? Shine brightly, the will stars tonight. Rearrange the following words to make a complete sentence. Which word should come just before stars? Shine brightly, the will stars tonight.
Done.
The.
Shine.
Hold on. Don't
Come-
just yell stuff out. You have it written down? Everybody have it written down?
Pharrell.
Is it A, shine, B, brightly, C, the, D, will, E, tonight?
C. The.
You say it's
C.
the. You say it's
See
the. Anybody else?
I'll go with tonight.
You say tonight.
The.
Joe?
Must be wrong. I didn't hear the question.
I'll go with the.
We can't just guess. It's the.
Oh.
Yes, it is the.
Galvin's face made me. I was wrong.
Hey, teacher, I don't want to sit next to Gio and
Yeah.
he's cheating off of me.
Cheating.
You know?
No.
Well,
we
there you
found out
go.
we
Well,
were very
Yeah,
smart.
you're a bunch of Sanders.
Very smart.
Congratulations, Shador.
You stepped on a pile of Sanders.
Yeah.
What's funny, everybody thinks that football players and basketball players are the dumbest athletes, and they're actually the most educated.
I don't think they're dumb.
Most people think,
I-
when
yeah.
they think dumb athlete, they think basketball, football.
Man,
That's
if
a
you're
fact.
Basketball, I think.
I think if you're a quarterback, you got to be super smart.
But-
You're processing information like
Well,
that.
there's no other sport where you have to play 3 years. You have to go to 3 years of college. There's no
Yeah.
other sport. None.
You got
None.
to process
But, you know,
information so fast
How
as a
much
quarterback.
college you really going to?
I mean, now we're dogging college. I mean, you know.
I went to college too. I didn't go to any class.
Cam Ward had a 4.0.
There you go.
Yeah, they were talking about that.
There you go.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, Ronnie D and the boys will be here, and we're going to do a little bit of Deep Inside the Music. Ian, you're welcome to hang. It's up to you, whatever you want
I
to do.
love that segment. I'm going to sit around and listen.
All right. Before we go to break, I want to tell you about my friends at Super Heat and Air. Super Heat and Air is combined with ABC Plumbing, and now they are Super Heat and Air and Plumbing. So the people that you count on for your needs for air conditioning can also help you out with your plumbing. If you have a situation in your home, a leaky faucet, you got a shower head that needs to replace, you need some piping done, anything in the plumbing department, you can now call the same people that you've trusted for years with your air conditioning. That is Super Heat and Air and Plumbing. All you need to do is go to the website, superheatandair.com, and you can make an appointment right there online to have them come out and give you an estimate or come out and do the work for you. And if you need a tune-up for your AC unit, because it is about to get hot. I mean, if you have been outside in the last couple of days, you know it's gotten so much hotter already, and it's only going to get worse, and it's only going to last, I don't know, another 10 months or so. Have Super Heat and Air come on out and give you a $49 tune-up. Make sure your Super Heat and Air unit is running at its full capacity for the entire time. That also helps save money on your electric bill because it's not working overtime. Make sure they go in there, and I don't really know what they do, but I always say lube up the belts and grease up the gears and all that stuff. All you need to do is go to superheatandair.com, schedule it online, and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We'll take a quick break. It's 102.5 The Bone. In the studio with us are other unathletic people. We've got Ronnie D and Lamangelo here from Deep Inside the Music.
Hello.
How you doing? How's it going?
Good.
We are digging deep inside the music. You can follow along on, of course, on Bone TV as you're watching here, but we got it on YouTube. And later on, when you want to see more of the Deep Inside the Music guys, you can simply search Deep Inside the Music on YouTube, and it brings up their page. You can go give them a subscription, a like, a follow. It's all free. And they take these songs and they go deep inside, break them down track by track so you could hear things that you didn't otherwise hear before. And we've found some very interesting things in songs before. We've done all sorts of artists. What are we going to do today?
Well, we have a choice. We have some Britney Spears.
Who doesn't love Britney? I don't even know what the choice is, but we're going to
All
go
right,
Britney
let's
Spears.
just get some Britney up on this thing.
All right, let me turn you on there.
Turn me on.
Yes. See if that works.
So everybody knows this song, but you never heard it like this.
Solid.
So,
Solid Britney Spears.
Do you think the guy that goes, ooh, got paid? Here it comes.
We got to get this ooh guy. He's the best.
He got $75. They put him on the keyboard. He came programmed in the keyboard already.
Well,
that's great.
This is one of the beautiful things about this. It's just getting freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I like to hear it broken down because I would have never heard that wah, 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 wah in there.
Also, I wonder if they're ever in the studio anywhere near the same time, or if they're like, all right, let's record this, and then Britney comes in and lays down the vocals, or is she in there? Are they doing stuff together? You know what I mean? Like, we should do a little more guitar there. Like, is she involved in that? Or
I don't think at this point she was. I think the whole thing was probably written.
Right.
And
all
she
done
showed
and
up
stuff,
and they
put your
taught her how
vocals
to
on.
do it.
Yeah.
Just laid down her babies.
Baby. Let's find that.
If I'm doing my
Oh, that's
that
the
was
wrong
not
song.
her. That was not
Wow.
her.
Holy crap.
I was like,
Britney,
man,
what
she's got
happened
some
to you?
range. Yeah. All right, what else do we have?
Wait a second.
Oh, okay.
We got to have it.
Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know?
Wow.
That something wasn't right here.
It's weird. I can't tell if it's sexy or not.
No.
It's like I want it to be sexy because I can picture the video, but I can't. I'm hearing it and I'm not into it.
That something wasn't right here.
Could you imagine her?
That something wasn't right here.
Yeah. That's an interestingly annoying sound.
Yeah,
That
but all,
something wasn't right here.
now throw her in that little schoolgirl outfit in the hallway and you're like, yeah, that's sexy as all can be.
This thing.
She was 16 years old. When
Oh,
she
what?
recorded
I'm just saying. I don't remember when
Just
this came
so
out.
we're
God
clear.
bless her.
Yeah.
Yeah, her in Catholic school. What are you going to do?
A mature sounding voice for 16, though.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my school wasn't like that at all.
No.
It's true. It's very.
And I heard that was her idea for the video.
Oh, wow.
That was her idea.
Blame
like
it
they
on
had
her.
a-
Victim blame it.
That they had a whole different thing. No, she was like, hey, I know what's up.
Yeah.
I know what you creeps are thinking.
Yep.
I'll do it.
And
So-
one day, Bad Baby will be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So we have other songs for you today. Let's let you pick. I'll give you the
Okay,
list.
all right.
We have Hook by Blues Traveler.
All right.
Love it.
We have Rock the Casbah by The Clash.
Okay.
We have Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
All right.
We have a really weird one, Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me.
Cool. Let's do that one. I like a weird one.
That is really...
Because Rockwell has got Michael Jackson singing backup.
Yes. So
Rockwell is the son of Berry Gordy from
Yes,
Motown,
Motown.
correct?
the owner of the record label. So this one, yeah, I mean, what could you say? There's no words. Check it out. Everybody's heard this. A little nepotism track.
Yeah.
Who's watching me?
Although didn't he have other songs, this guy? And they were all about paranoia, like Prank Phone Caller or something like that.
I don't know.
I think Prank
That was
Phone
Shador
Caller was the
Sanders.
second song, maybe. No, I really think that was Prank Phone Caller was Rockwell's other song, I think.
Obscene phone call.
Obscene Phone Caller.
Now
Yeah.
that sounds
Yeah.
fun.
This guy is just filled with paranoia.
Yeah.
Well, this is another example of why the so-called music experts with the YouTube channel have no idea. I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, you're taking one song and one track at a time, not a whole catalog.
I'm going to check that out.
I am
Obscene
just-
phone caller.
I'm the guy who doesn't forget anything. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I remember everything. I forget a lot, but I
Remember odd things.
Yeah.
So now we also have for you today on the menu is Shaka Khan, Tell Me Something Good with Rufus.
Nice.
Okay.
We have Queen, Can Anybody Find Me Somebody to Love?
We've done a bunch of Queen before.
And we have Papa Roach, which is pretty cool, Last Resort.
Well, back up before. You
yeah.
had some other ones before.
The Clash, and then there was one before
there's
that.
The Clash, and there's Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
One before.
Yeah, one before.
Hook by Blues
Yeah,
Traveler.
that was the one.
Yeah.
Wow,
I,
yes.
I love the song.
Yes, this is a pretty ridiculous vocal track.
For those, some people don't realize that this song is a nonsense song. Listen to the words. of it.
Yes.
On
It's him-
purpose. Purposely
Yes.
nonsense and showing you that the song could have no lyrics that mean anything, but still sound
The
fantastic as long as the hook
Lyrics
is
say, doesn't matter what I say.
good. Yeah.
Yes. Here we go. Check it out.
We got to take a break. I got to wrap this up. This is Deep Inside the Music. You can find it on YouTube. It's free. It's these guys, Ronnie D. LaMangelo, Billy Wells, and they do great episodes, and they bring you tracks and stuff that you've never heard before deep inside the music. Feel free to get on there and comment and criticize them. They love that too.
Yeah, feel free. We ain't scared.
No, nobody's afraid of a little comment. And what do you guys have any live gigs? What are you doing? You going out partying? What are we doing?
We have a show coming up on Mother's Day called the Mother Funkers Ball.
Oh.
Be careful when you advertise that one. And it's an early show from 4 to 8. Bring your mama. Dunedin Brewery, Mother's Day, the 11th.
All right, good. Go out and check those guys out. Dunedin Brewery on the 11th.
Yeah.
We got to take a break, and we'll come back and wrap things up. Another opportunity for you to win $1,000 is coming up at 10 o'clock, so don't go anywhere. It's the Mike Calta Show. We'll be back. It's 102.5 The Bone.